Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? We got a lot to talk about tonight. Freddie Freeman, Matt Olson, Carlos Correa, Kyle Schwarber, Colin McHugh. The A's looking to trade everyone. Let's get to it. And good evening, baseball fans. Hello. 400 people in the chat. What is going on, everyone? How you doing? A little bit of a slow day today. Not too much excitement today. Matt Olson signing a huge new deal with the Braves. We got some, but other than that, we got really just kind of some rumors out there. A couple of signings. Not too much today. But you know what kind of today reminded me of? Remember last offseason, it felt like every day was just interest. It was the off season of interest. That's what it felt like today. Matt Olson was a big deal, but we need what's going on with Freddie Freeman? What's going on with Carlos Correa? Kyle Schwarber? What? Come on, guys. We gotta pick up the pace here. Come on. We got to get going. But as for everyone in the chat, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? I'm seeing some moderators, a lot of familiar faces. Timothy, what's going on? Bolt, what's going on? Eric, hello. Ashley, hello. Chase, what's going on? Cody, another Cody. Noah, Jorge, Brian. We've seen some members in the chat. Duran, Anonymous, what's going on? Odd Villain, Anthony Ranger, hello. RLP, Michael, what's going on? Hirsch for real, Miles England, what's going on? How are we doing? Boston Productions, another member. Hello, everyone. Hello. So, before we do get started, if you can, hit that subscribe button if you're new. We just hit 20K. What was it, yesterday? What day is it today? Is today Tuesday? I think today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, today's Tuesday. So, everyone, we're trying to get to 30K. So, let's help us get on the way to 30K. That is the goal. So it was 20K by opening day. So now we have to have a new goal. I guess let's do 30K by the end of the season. Can we do 30K by the end of the season? I think we could. Why not? Also, everyone, hit that like button for me. It's going to help this get out there into the algorithm. YouTube loves that like button. Also, hit the bell notification so that way you know anytime I go live. And, hey, share the stream if you can. on Twitter. I just shared it myself. If you can, go on Twitter, go retweet it, go share it with grandma, do whatever you got to do. So let's get to it, everyone. We got a busy show tonight. I know not a lot happened, but there is a lot to talk about. So let's sink our teeth into it, shall we? But let's get to the big one. Let's just get this out of the way. This was the big news of the day. In case you were living under a rock, Matt Olson was traded to the Braves yesterday. And, I was kind of thinking in my head, I wonder, would the Braves want to trade for Matt Olson if they weren't really sure that he would sign a long-term extension? But you know what? They ended up doing it. Matt Olson, a long-term deal. Let's get to the details here. Let's turn on the music. Let's get the vibes going. We always have to set the mood. Here we go. All right. Let me make sure the volume's not too loud here. All right. I think we're good to go. All righty. Let's share the story. But here we go. 8-year deal. So, in the end, they made the right move. They made the right move. Absolute right move. Also, let me just make sure the volume's not too loud here. Oh, I'm not even playing it. Oh, we got a new member. Jarvis Henley. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? Welcome. Welcome. How you doing? All right, that should be good now. Jarvis Henley, thank you so much. Oh, I see a super chat as well from Nick. I think when I was transitioning the screens, it's not gonna pop up. I'm sorry. Well, actually, you know what? I might be able to get it to pop up. Can I get it to pop up? Oh, it's not popping up. What's going on? Actually, you know what? Did I? Yeah, I got super chats listed here. So why isn't it coming up? I'm not sure. Nick, let me read that super chat really quick. Where do the Dodgers turn if they miss out on Freeman? That's a great question. And that's one question I actually haven't even thought of yet. That's a fantastic question. What the heck are they going to do? I mean, honestly, really, I think they're just staying pat. You already got Max Muncy there at first. Just have Gavin Lux play second. You got Chris Taylor there as well. I think the Dodgers just end up staying put. Go for it. See if they can, improve the team any way they can. But if they don't end up getting Freddie Freeman, well, I think they're going to be fine. So we'll get to that here in a little bit here. But Braves, Matt Olson, an 8-year, $168 million contract. That's a fantastic contract. Heavy Mayo, what is going on? I love me some mayo on my pub subs. Anyone in Florida here? Go get a pub sub. You got to get the mayo on it. Have to get the mayo. But with Matt Olson, it's a fantastic contract. 8 years, $168 million. My potato brain cannot do math. What is that per year? What is that? 20 million? 22 million? What's 68? 21 million. I was close. And you got to think, you know what? Freddie Freeman, he's going to be getting over 30 million. The Braves, they probably said before they made the trade, they said, hey, is Matt Olson going to be open to an extension? Because we'd be way more interested in this trade if he is willing to sign that extension. He said, he's willing to sign the extension. So this is a great move for the Braves. Great move for Matt Olson. Honestly, this is just right now, sure, maybe Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson are around the same level, but you're getting Matt Olson for most likely more years, unless Freeman does end up signing an 8-year deal. We've been hearing maybe around 6-7 years for Freddie Freeman. Could a team go 8? That would put him up. The last year of that deal would be his age 40 season. I guess it could happen, but with Matt Olson, 8 years. I mean, that's a nice commitment right there. There is also a club option for a 9th season. So, I mean, this is a fantastic deal for the Braves, but they're also not just getting him for a good length, but just a very good AAV. I'm honestly kind of surprised Matt Olson, took this deal. I mean, I would think, he probably wanted the security. He didn't really mind all that much about getting to the open market. He probably just wanted to have a commitment for the rest of his career. He probably thought, all right, I'm going back home to Georgia. I'm good to go. Let's sign the extension. I'm okay with, maybe missing out on $10-20 million in the open market. He probably could have gotten a lot more than that. But, hey, Matt Olson, he made a move that he thought was the right decision for him and his family. So good for him and good for the Braves, because it just goes to show it was obviously, I've been saying it for a long time now. I wouldn't be surprised if the Braves let Freddie Freeman go. And that's exactly what happened here. It was all financial, and at the end of the day, it was kind of, you had that emotional attachment there because Freddie Freeman, that's a guy that you wanted to see in a Braves uniform for the rest of his career, but this is not how the Braves operate. This is how the Braves operate right here. They didn't think Freddie Freeman over $30 million per year, getting close to his age 40 season, was going to be worth it, and they didn't think it was going to be good value. You know, Paul Goldschmidt has the highest AAV among first basemen at $26 million. And Paul Goldschmidt had a slightly better season, at least on Fangraph WAR, than Freddie Freeman last year. So the Braves said, no, like, you know, they probably gave him a decent offer. I would imagine they probably said, I don't know, maybe 25, 26 million, maybe 27. But Freeman said, nah, you know, no, we want at least over 30. The Braves, they said, nope, not worth it. Let's go get Matt Olson. He'll cost us some definitely some decent prospects, but this is a guy that we can lock up for the long term. And this was the right move overall for both sides, and I think it was a great move that the Braves were able to get him locked up this long. So, Braves fans, you have nothing to worry about for first base, unless Matt Olson just completely falls off a cliff, which I don't think that's going to happen. But let's stick with the Braves here. The Braves, not just getting Matt Olson locked up here, they also signed one of the better relievers out there today, and I actually thought they got this guy for a pretty decent price. I mean, Colin McHugh, he had himself a really good season last year. Didn't pitch in 2020. There were some injury concerns, so he decided to opt out for that season. But last year, he went and pitched with the Rays, and he had himself a rather good season. Hold on, let me get to it here. Alrighty, let me get to the screen. Here we go. Also, do we have any music playing? Oh, yeah, we got music playing. Okay, cool. Alrighty, here we go. Colin McHugh. So, you know, I thought they actually got him for a really good deal here. There is a club option for 2024. So, if we take a look, it was a 2-year, $10 million deal. Did I share the screen? Oh, whoops. Hold on one second. Here we go. Alrighty, so 2-year, $10 million deal. It'll be $4 million this year and then $5 million. Well, that's $9 million. So, I don't know. They must have messed up on the math. But then he has a $6 million club option for 2024. So, it could essentially turn into a 3-year deal. Now, I'm pretty surprised because if we go look up at Colin McHugh, I thought he probably could have gone a little more money than this. And let's see what actually Fangraphs. Let's see what they were projecting for him. We got 800 people in the chat. Holy cow. We were just at like 500 a minute ago. Whoa. 800 people in the chat. Everyone, what's going on? How are we doing? But let's see what Colin McHugh's value was. I think it was around $15 million worth of value last year. So, Fangraphs, you're killing me. What are we doing? Also, Fangraphs came out with their projections for next season. Maybe I'll go over those here in a little bit. Maybe once we get through all the stories. I don't know what's going on with Fangraphs right now, but all right, we're going to have to come back to... Oh, here we go. So Fangraphs, if we take a look, Colin McHugh, they were projecting Colin McHugh, they were projecting him for a 1-year, $5 million contract. So he ended up getting 2, but of the same AAV. I'm a little surprised because if we look at his value, he was worth right around $15 million last year. So, but he didn't pitch in 2020. There were some concerns. I think it was his shoulder. I don't remember if it was his shoulder or if it was his elbow. I can't fully remember. Tom Amiano with a $4.99 super chat. What's going on? Robbie, congrats on 20K, my man. I appreciate that, my friend. Well deserved. Keep up the great work and the great content. Tom, thank you so much, man. You've been coming out here for so long. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate the super chat. Tom, hope you're having yourself a good week, my friend. But Colin McHugh, $15 million worth of value last year. I guess it's not really too much of a surprise to me where he didn't pitch in 2020. He's had concerns before, you know, with the arm. So in 2019, he was worth $5 million. So I figured maybe he could get a little more than that, maybe like $7-8 million. I mean, we just saw Mark Melancon get a 2-year, was it 15? Might have been 2-year, $14 million. I figured he would get at least what Mark Melancon was getting. So, but Colin McHugh, hey, the Braves, they just, they know how to get these guys locked up to some pretty good contracts. But as for Colin McHugh, taking a look at the season that he had last year, I mean, it was a very good season. He had 64 innings over 37 games. He did make some starts, but he was more of an opener. But look at the ERA, a 1.55. However, wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry. Never mind. I take back what I was about to say. I was about to say he had a 4.43 FIP. That was from 2019. 2.12 FIP last year. Barely gave up any home runs. Walks were nice and low. Strikeouts at around 10 per 9. I mean, Colin McHugh. Look at good old Colin McHugh. Just whatever. I mean, as for when he went to the Red Sox, I mean, he ended up opting out. He never even pitched for the Red Sox and whatever else. So never got to see Colin McHugh in a Red Sox uniform, but good for him going to the Braves. I think this is a great deal, and obviously with the Braves, this is just going to shore up their bullpen. If he stays healthy, which he showed last year that he was fine at staying on the field. Let's take a look at what the Braves are looking like right now for the bullpen. And, it's nice that they got a righty in that bullpen, like a good, reliable righty, because remember, they had the big lefties in there. Will Smith, Tyler Matzek, AJ Minter. Those guys really stepped up in the postseason. So it's nice to see that they got a righty that's been very dependable in the last few years. So really like that for their bullpen. Their bullpen's looking nice and strong right now. So really liking how the Braves are looking. I mean, this has got to be a team that you think is going to be once again, right there in the end. So look out for the Atlanta Braves next season. Matt Olson and Colin McHugh locked up to some contracts. Not a bad day for the Atlanta Braves. And hey, Braves fans, you lost Freddie Freeman, but at least you had yourself a good day when it came to contracts today. So let's take a look here. Speaking of Freddie Freeman, speaking of Mr. Freeman, hey, Freddie, look, the water, it's not just dirty here in Boston. It's also quite warm. So if you would like to come to Boston, which reports are suggesting the Red Sox are showing some interest, Reese Richardson, $1.99. Will the Mariners do anything else? I don't know. Maybe someone for the bullpen. Maybe a starter. Maybe like a back end kind of a guy. They did just lose Justin Dunn in that trade, so maybe they could pick up someone for the back end. I definitely think that could happen. But Reese, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. So, Freddie Freeman. Hey, let's come to the Red Sox, huh? That's what some rumors are suggesting. His market is heating up. We had 2 new teams today jump into the fray. Oh my goodness, my Red Sox. They are in on Freddie Freeman. I don't think they're actually going to get him. I think they're just driving up the price, to be completely honest, because they don't want him to go to the Yankees. They don't want him to go to the Blue Jays. If the Red Sox end up with Freddie Freeman, I will run outside, I will rip my pants off, and I will swirl them around in the air while screaming at the top of my lungs. If Freddie Freeman came to the Red Sox, I'd be the happiest chubby little boy on the planet. Freddie Freeman. Come on, buddy. Come on, Frederick. Let's come to Boston. Why not? Let's just do it. But I don't think he's going to go to Boston. So, obviously here saying that they are showing interest. But how much interest? I don't know. Maybe they're kind of kicking some tires. Hey, what are your contract offers looking like right now? Maybe we can throw a contract offer in there. Let's put some pressure on the Yankees and the Blue Jays because, hey, those teams are looking pretty good right now. So let's see if maybe we can drive them out of the market. Let's see if we can just get them to go out west to the Dodgers. And don't forget the Rays offered them something too. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. So, but quite interesting that I saw this today. But again, I think it's just kicking tires at this point. However, one team that I do think that is showing some interest, I'm not going to count these guys out. However, they are going to have to make some moves to clear some payroll, and that's the San Diego Padres. So with the Padres missing out on Nelson Cruz, and then it looked like they had Seiya Suzuki, according to some reports out of Japan, but then Seiya Suzuki came out and basically said, no, that's a bunch of hogwash. I'm still meeting with other teams. I don't know what you're talking about. So, but the Padres, they're out there right now. We're seeing their name, pop up quite a bit. And honestly, they need a bat. They need another bat. They needed a bat before Fernando Tatis Jr. And now that this guy is running around on his motorcycle out there doing whatever the heck he's doing on his motorcycle, good grief. Could you imagine if he ended up really getting hurt on his motorcycle. And then also I rewatched that interview where he was doing, and he was someone said like, oh, there was a motorcycle accident, and then he said, which one? Are you kidding me? Dude, like, listen, I don't care if you're 22 years old. I don't care if you're 18 years old. You can't be that dumb. Like, where's the PR department? What is going on with the Padres? Do you not know what to tell him to tell the media about that? You know, it's like, which one? Oh my God, are you kidding me? But good grief. Anyway, Fernando Tatis Jr., please stay off the bike. Good grief. But Freddie Freeman, he would be a great bat for the Padres. He really would. And, hey, the Dodgers, he's been connected to them for so long now. I mean, hey, San Diego, not too far away. But he would be really good. Now, the only problem is Eric Hosmer and Will Myers. Those contracts are just awful. Also, did anyone see this picture that was floating around today about Eric Hosmer? Are you kidding me? It was a fake, I think, but I was dying laughing. Also, look at Joey Gallo today, just hitting an absolute tank shot. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong video. Swing and a miss. Anyway, sorry. But taking a look at Eric Hosmer. Whoever did this, who did this? Who did this? What is this? That's like, what? That's not Eric Hosmer. That's Fat Mac from Always Sunny. That's Fat Mac. This is Fat Mac right here. This is bulking Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Are you kidding me? Who is that? That's not Eric Hosmer, because there was a video today where, I mean, he's clearly not looking like that. I mean, good grief. Just take one more look. Take one more look at this. Just take another look at good old bulking Eric Hosmer. Hey, I know a thing or two about bulking. I've gone through some phases where I've just eaten everything left and right, you know, trying to just bulk up, you know, put on a little muscle. And really, I didn't really get any stronger. I just got fat. But Eric Hosmer, Fat Mac Eric Hosmer, I feel you, my friend. I feel you. Let's see. Was this the right video for Joey Gallo hitting a home run today? Hold on, let me just make sure. Was this the right one? Swing and a miss. Sorry, Joey Gallo. I'm sure the actual video is out there somewhere. But Freddie Freeman. Could he go to the Padres? I mean, it would be really good. But Eric Hosmer, they're going to have to clear off that contract, because there's no way. There's no way. I mean, come on. Who's going to take Eric Hosmer? I don't know how you do it unless you attach a really good prospect to him, because even if you attach money, well, that's not going to help you out because you're trying to clear money. So the only way you're going to be able to get rid of Eric Hosmer is by putting him with a really good prospect or a couple of really good prospects. Matt Rhodes, $1.99. Why today been so dead? Think something happens tonight. Something very well could happen tonight. I mean, it's been quiet. Too quiet. But here's the thing with these big contracts. These guys aren't worried about missing a little bit of spring training. They're not worried about it. Like, you know, they got big contracts to worry about. They're looking to make some money. They're looking to get paid. I don't think they're really too worried about signing as soon as they can. Obviously, they're not going to wait, 2 more weeks. I think we'll see these guys come off the board in a matter of, hopefully by the end of the week. I mean, but I don't think they're really in any rush. Could we see something tonight? I mean, nothing really has happened. Lonely Wolf, who howls alone at the moon. Braves made Soler an offer and had talks with Joc. Honestly, would not be surprised if both of those guys come back to the Braves. Because, I mean, now they have some savings, right? Well, they just gave $5 million per year for Colin McHugh. Obviously, Matt Olson, they're saving a whole bunch of money. Let's actually go here to the Braves payroll. I'll get back to Freddie Freeman with the Padres in just a moment. But, I mean, well, actually, Matt Olson's only making $15 million. He will make $21 million next year. But then, I mean, you look at Charlie Morton, Will Smith, they got club options, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the Braves maybe turn those down, because the Braves are always trying to, be responsible with their money. But, you got to look at the Braves right now. They actually have themselves a pretty healthy payroll at, $181 million. That's not like a low payroll. It's not, they still got $50 million to work with, but I would imagine probably the Braves, they want to keep it around 200. That sounds about right. But if you get Joc Pederson and Soler back, I would imagine that should be able. I would see Joc Pederson. Let's see here. If you re-sign, I think Joc Pederson ends up going back to the Braves. I think it just makes sense. They need an outfielder. He can play all 3 outfield positions. But Joc Pederson was worth right around $4 million last year. Dr. Touchdown, obligatory. Obligatory story to the Cardinals, please, and thank you. Hey, could you imagine if the Cardinals actually did that? Again, they got to get rid of Paul DeJong somehow if they want to do that, or Sosa. But then again, Paul DeJong, you want that guy at short because he's great with the glove. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have to make some room. Dr. Touchdown, thank you for the super chat, but real quick, I don't think Joc Pederson is going to cost a whole bunch. I could see Joc Pederson, I don't know, maybe depending on how much interest he is getting. He was worth $4.5 million last year. Maybe, I don't know, maybe around $7-8 million per year. Maybe a 2-year, $16 million deal, something like that. So then Jorge Soler, on the other hand, he really helped himself out with the Braves last year. He had himself a banger of a second half, and obviously he was, quite the name in the postseason. I definitely could see maybe with Soler, I don't know, maybe like $10 million per year, $12 million per year. What is Fangraphs thinking? Jorge Soler. Where is Soler? Let me just get the batters. Where is Soler? Here we go. Control F. He's not on this page. Why is he not on this page? I got all the batters. Is he on page 2? Oh, here he is. So they're thinking a 2-year, $18 million deal. So that's right around what I was saying. Maybe around like $10 million per year. I could see something like that. But if they got Pederson and Soler locked up for around $18 million, well then that would keep them around $200 million, which I think that sounds about right for what the Braves want to do. Or do they just end up getting one of those guys? We'll have to wait and see. But as for Freddie Freeman and the Padres, the only way I see him going to the Padres is if they're able to clear off Hosmer or Myers. They do have some flexibility at the moment. They still have around $12 million to play with to stay under the CBT, which I personally think ownership wants to stay under that CBT. So they already got $12 million to play with. If they can clear off, let's just say Will Myers, because I think he's going to be easier to clear off. That's another 22. So you're looking at $34 million right there. So, but then again, do they want to be so close to that CBT? I'm just saying. I think they would rather get rid of Hosmer because, obviously you could have Hosmer maybe DH, but maybe that could be good for him. So, I don't know. But they're going to have to get rid of one of these guys. So, my vote would be Myers. We'll have to wait and see. So, let's move on here to our next story. But Freddie Freeman, I don't know, man. They must have... I wonder if he was close, because remember a couple nights ago, it was looking like, Freddie Freeman was going to go to the Dodgers, and then once Matt Olson went to the Braves, it was like, oh, okay, here we go. Freddie Freeman, probably going to be a Dodger, but hasn't quite happened yet. So we got pretty much the entire AL East looking for him, or looking to get him, other than the Orioles. Could you imagine if the Orioles just came out of nowhere and signed Freeman? I would just die laughing. Lonely Wolf, $2 super chat. Everyone's saying Mets, but Braves quietly got better. Yeah, I actually still think, as of right now, my early pick for the NL East, I would probably still lean towards the Braves. Then again, the Mets have gotten a bit deeper with their pitching. I just like that the Braves, they have some young arms that they could turn to if necessary. Also, let me just make sure I'm keeping track on the Twitter sphere. Just making sure. Hector Gomez. Don't forget the Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Rays. Also in hot pursuit of Freeman. So we'll keep an eye on this. So Buster Olney did an article earlier. Of course, it's MLB Insider. He wants you to sign up for their membership. ESPN is a pile of hot garbage. Sorry, I digress. But he is saying here, Red Sox, Dodgers, Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays. Honestly, I mean, I would hate it, but I think it would be really cool if he went to the Rays. Freeman, I do. If they're going to get a new stadium in a couple years, I mean, what a franchise player. I mean, they already have a couple of guys that are like faces of the franchise, but to get an established veteran player like Freeman for Tampa, I mean, that would be awesome for that organization, honestly. Beating Cozy, what's going on? Freddie Freeman poll for the chat. How do I do a poll? I meant to do that earlier. I think you read my mind, Beating Cozy. I got to figure out how to do a poll. How do I do a poll? How to do... Let me see this real quick. Let me actually put up a poll. I would like to do one because I want to see where you all think that they're going to go. Hold on one second. Let me see here. Well, how do I do it? Another super chat here. Jacob Toon. Who's the biggest free agent right now? I think Freddie. I mean, I think actually Correa. I mean, I like Freddie. I think Freddie's definitely one of the top ones, but I still think Correa is the top guy. So, hold on one second, everyone. I'm seeing how I can put up a poll. Odd Villain, $4.99. If the Mets sign Schwarber and Chafin, do you like their chances to win the East? Bing bong. I would like Chafin with the Mets. I think that would be pretty nice. I think they could use a lefty like that to replace Aaron Loop. So I think that would be really nice. But I don't think they end up getting Schwarber. They got a lot. They're pretty crowded right now. Hold on one second. Looking to see how I do a poll. How do I create a poll? Okay, studio, video manager. No, that's not the type of poll I want to do. I want to do a live poll. One second, everyone. I'm seeing if I can set up a poll for all of you. From the bottom of, maybe I could do it in here. Let's see. Edit. Customization. Can I do a poll? I'm not seeing it here. Another super chat coming in. Jabba the Nut, $2 super chat. Hello, Robbie. Hello. How are you doing? But I'm not seeing where I can put a poll. Well, I'm going to have to maybe work on this for tomorrow. Maybe that can be the newest thing for tomorrow. I can figure out how to finally do polls. So, alrighty. Let's get to it here. Next story. Hey, perfect. We actually just had a super chat talking about Schwarber, and that is our next story. Kyle Schwarber, his market is heating up, and an old friend is calling for Mr. Kyle Schwarber. I definitely had quite a good experience with Kyle Schwarber last year. He was absolutely fantastic for my Red Sox, but he is getting some offers out there. He is getting some interest. Let's pull up the article here. This is from David Kaplan. David Kaplan, he is on ESPN 1000 as well as NBC Chicago. But he is reporting former Cubs star Kyle Schwarber has emerged as one of the hottest free agents still available and has several teams in hot pursuit, including the Blue Jays. We did talk about that last night. I think that the Blue Jays, Schwarber is their fallback option if they cannot get Freeman. Surprisingly, the Red Sox are still involved here. They're still involved. I don't know how much interest they have, but I don't know. I just feel like he definitely could bring him back. I would not hate having Kyle Schwarber back at all. And then the Cubs. So he will not come cheap. Cubs are in on multiple outfielders. Just to take a quick note as well, the Cubs also made We talked about this last night with Seiya Suzuki that they met, but they said they made a very extensive pitch, and Tom Ricketts, the owner, was there. That's a big deal when you got the owner in that meeting. So he is one of the Cubs' top priorities. In my original predictions, I definitely could be wrong. I definitely had at least Seiya Suzuki as a possible fit for the Cubs. Maybe I didn't predict it. I mean, I'm also very bad at predictions, so what the heck do I know? But from the beginning, I remember doing those predictions, and I remember thinking, man, Suzuki, he might be pretty good, for the Cubs. Let me see. Did I pick the Cubs for Suzuki in the very beginning? Man, it's been a long time since then, hasn't it? Wow, here we go. Here's my offseason predictions. Let's see. Seiya Suzuki. Oh, I did pick the Cubs. He was number 1 on my list, or number 40 on my list. So I did pick the Cubs. So I thought he makes a lot of sense. Oh, wait, a couple super chats come in. I'm so sorry. Lonely Wolf, who howls alone at the moon, saw a rumor the Braves looked into Correa. Could you imagine that? Wow. And what would you do with Dansby Swanson? I don't know. Business for Liberty. Brother, do the Cubs bring back Sammy Sosa to Wrigley? I love Sammy Sosa, man. I used to, when I played baseball. Who remembers the Mark McGwire, like the Nerf bat? Does anyone remember that? Hey, raise your hand in the chat. Did you remember the Mark McGwire bat that could like hit a ball like to the moon? Does anyone remember that? I remember me and my friends, we used to play in the backyard with that bat, and I would always pretend that I was Sammy Sosa. I just always loved the little hop he did after hitting a home run. He was the, kids with basketball, they wanted to resemble Michael Jordan. I wanted to resemble Sammy Sosa. So, but yeah, that was right around that time, 1998, 99, 2000. I love Sammy, man. He was awesome. You can't tell the story of baseball without him. Sammy Sosa was, besides Red Sox players, Sammy Sosa was probably my favorite player growing up. I don't know what it is. Like, there was this, I just love the way he did the little kiss thing. I always love that. We had another super chat come in. Jacob Toon, funniest thing ever if Correa goes to the Dodgers. Could you imagine? I'm just waiting for the Dodgers to do something. Are they gonna do something? If they don't get Freeman, are they gonna go crazy? Oh, Nicholas, I missed a super chat. I missed one? Oh, I'm so sorry. Dr. Touchdown. I'm so sorry. Dr. Touchdown, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Trade DeYoung, Sosa for prospects. Probably pitching because it's Cardinals. And then, we're going to talk about the Cardinals here in a little bit. And then the other one can be DH for the season, Story at shortstop. So they're definitely going to have to make another move. Absolutely. They're going to have to make another move if they want to bring in Trevor Story. I mean, that'd be really cool if they could get Story and Arenado back on that left side of the infield, man. How cool would that be? But Dr. Touchdown, sorry I missed that, my friend. Thank you to Nicholas for getting my attention. I'm sure a couple other people got my attention too. So, but the Cubs, hey, looking in on Kyle Schwarber, looking at Seiya Suzuki. I've been seeing, people out there in the last couple of months saying, oh, why would the Cubs want to go get anyone? I remember when Marcus Stroman signed with them, people were like, huh? Aren't the Cubs rebuilding? Well, no, the Cubs, they're kind of retooling. They feel like they can still compete over the next few seasons. You got to remember, Cubs fans, they got that World Series, and the Cubs, they don't want to go back to, misery. Cubs fans, they want to see some winning baseball. So I appreciate that the Cubs are still trying to go out there and spend some money. So, but I definitely think Suzuki, maybe Schwarber as well, could go back there. Absolutely, I think that. So, but yeah, I've got to keep an eye out for that. Kyle Schwarber would be huge if we go take a look at, if we could go take a look at the Cubs real quick. As of right now, so if you brought in Schwarber, I would imagine Schwarber would probably play left, or he could DH too. I would imagine he'd probably be DH. He can play some first. He can, maybe go out in the outfield a little bit. So, especially, that would be pretty nice for the Cubs because Frank Schwindel is a righty. So, Schwarber, if they had a lefty matchup, or if they had if they wanted to put a lefty in there instead for a certain game, we could have Kyle Schwarber, maybe go in instead of Schwindel. I don't know. But it gives them another lefty bat, so that would definitely give them more flexibility, matchup-wise. So, as for Suzuki, Suzuki right now, you got Hayward in right, you got Happ in left, and you got Ortega in center. So, I think with Suzuki, the fact that I don't think they're going to get both. I will say that. I don't think they're going to get both Schwarber and Suzuki. I think they get one, and then that designated hitter spot is going to be, really nice for them. So, but look out for the Cubs. They are trying to make some moves. Jason Johnson, what's going on, my friend? How possible is Bryant to the Rangers to play third? Man, could you imagine they add another bat from the free agent market? Are you kidding me? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Texas Rangers. I feel like he's either going to go to the Phillies. I'll still hold out hope for the Mariners, honestly. I will. I could see still the Phillies, the Mariners, and the Rockies, I guess, have been hot on his tail, so we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with that. It's nice to see the Rockies. They're trying to make improvements, but is Bryant going to want to go play there? He probably wants to go to a team that's, looking to be a winner. So, the Rockies want to win too. I'm not saying the Rockies don't want to, try and win, but, with Chris Bryant, does he maybe see greener pastures somewhere else? We also got a new member earlier. Jake Hall, thank you for becoming a new member. CJ LaChapelle, $5 super chat. What are your thoughts on when some people say MLB should do away with the divisions? I see pros and cons for both, honestly. I kind of like the way it is now. I don't want to go back to 2 divisions. I think if you end up getting more playoff spots, it could make more sense to do more than one division or less divisions. It would just kind of make it a little more simple. But I think for right now, divisions are fine. So I think you could keep it as is. So I think it has to be the right situation, honestly. So, but and then there's also going to be more teams, coming in eventually. I think Major League Baseball, once they get new stadiums for the Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland A's, they're going to want to maybe start expanding, maybe a couple of more teams. Could that maybe make some sense to just go to, 2 divisions in each league? We'll have to wait and see. But I do like it the way it is right now. So let's get back to that super chat here. Third base. As of right now, Andy Ibanez is projected for third base. So, I would die laughing if Chris Bryant went to the Rangers because they've already signed Semien and Seager. Good grief. That would be... How much was Semien again? Semien was one... Let me go back to the tracker. Semien signed for 175 and Seager was 325. So that's $500 million right there. Chris Bryant, I would think, is going to get, $150. $650 million on 3 guys? Are you kidding? Man, oh man. That would be nuts. That'd be nuts. That'd be a ton of money. I don't think they do it. I think they need to focus on pitching. That's what the Rangers really need to focus on. They've added a couple of bats. Maybe they could add another bat somewhere. Maybe someone like Tommy Pham. I could see something like that. I don't think they need to get another bat for that much money. I think if you're going to invest that much more money, let's do some pitching, honestly. So that's just my opinion. Who knows? I would be hysterical if they signed Chris Bryant. That'd be nuts. So let's get to our next story here. So we've actually knocked out quite a few stories already. We had Matt Olson. We talked Colin McHugh, Freddie Freeman, Kyle Schwarber. Let's talk a little Carlos Correa. It's been a little quiet on the Carlos Correa front, but it's looking like the Astros, they are looking to maybe offer Correa a new contract. So let's get to it here. So according to reports, they are stepping up their efforts to re-sign Carlos Correa. Also, Any new members that have signed up tonight, if you go to the community tab on my channel, you'll see the link for the Discord. So we actually might be drawing closer here to 100 members. We might be pretty close, 100 members. So but let's take a look here. Astros stepping up efforts to re-sign Carlos Correa. You know, I've been saying this for the last couple of nights. Would not be surprised at all if he just ended up going back to the Astros. You know, I've been thinking that from the very beginning because I'm not going to get too deep into this because I've already talked about this a lot. But with Carlos Correa, man, you know, every team out there has some kind of an excuse. If you go back to the trade deadline, the shortstop market was not very big. It was not a very big market. And it's still a lot of the same thing. There's not a lot of teams out there that are looking for Correa. And even if they are looking for a shortstop, there's still some things that are kind of holding him back. Nick Young, $4.99 super chat. So the Braves acquiring Olson. When I look at the lineup for Atlanta, I want to say it's one of, if not the most stacked lineup besides the Dodgers. They have a very good-looking team. A very good-looking team. Taking a look here at the Atlanta Braves. Actually, let me come over here. We did look a little earlier. I mean, this lineup looks fantastic, especially if you bring back Joc Pederson and Soler. I mean, good grief. I mean, look at this lineup. Look at the projections. Albies with 27 homers. Matt Olson, they're projecting for 41. Riley with 33. Ozuna. Don't forget, you're getting Ozuna back, too. And you have him as the DH. Look at what he did as a designated hitter back in 2020. The guy was out of his mind. Adam Duvall, they're projecting for 37 home runs. I mean, this is nuts. That lineup's going to be really good. And then if you get a nice little platoon of Soler and Joc Pederson, this lineup would be amazing. Nick Young. Gotta agree with you, man. This lineup is already looking pretty good, and if they can maybe just bring back, an outfielder or two like those two guys I mentioned, wow, could be really good. So, we're seeing a lot of teams trying to beef up their lineups. I mean, taking a look, we just had the Yankees the other night. Making the move of Josh Donaldson, which actually reminds me, there was a video today. Joey Gallo, taking a look here. I think he hit one into the trees today. Taking a look here. Oh, no. Swing and a miss. Oh, sorry. Wrong video. But Carlos Correa, not going to be surprised if he ends up going back to the Astros. I've been saying that from the very beginning. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of things holding back these other teams. Red Sox already have Bogarts. Yankees, got Volpe. They got Peraza, young guys. I know you can't necessarily count on someone that hasn't been above A ball, but they really like what they see out of him. And then Peraza obviously is getting very close, to being ready. And then, so most of the reports from what we saw this offseason is that they were okay with a stopgap guy and then, wait for those guys to come back. So, we did see some things about Trevor Story maybe, but then we also saw stories about maybe them not being very interested in him. And then all of a sudden, Carlos Correa to the Yankee rumors started popping up lately. And but knowing the Yankees, they don't want to spend that kind of money. They don't want to do it. They just don't want to do it. I didn't see them going after Correa, especially with how they've been. Yeah, they went after, Garrett Cole for the big bucks, but other than that, not too much. Baseball Sports Talk, $1.99. Vin the Insider tweet. Probably a troll, but I don't know. Vin the? Who the heck is that? Is that the name? Vin the? I would imagine it's a troll account. Vin the Insider. Pro Sports Insider, first to announce Carson Wentz. The first to announce the Carson Wentz trade, the Bryce Harper signing, the James Harden trade. Is this just another MLB Nerds account? Come on. MLB Nerds, man. He's been going crazy out there. And he's swinging and missing quite a bit, to be completely honest, which actually Reminds me, Joey Gallo, I think he hit one into another planet earlier. Oh, no, he did swing and miss. Sorry. But yeah, I'm not sure about this account. He's saying here the Phillies are closing in on Kris Bryant. I mean, honestly, Bryant would be 2 for 2. If this guy's real, like this Vin the Insider, I mean, good grief. Like, if this is actually true, Kris Bryant. Here's the account. It says right here, first to announce the Carson Wentz trade, the Bryce Harper signing, the James Harden trade, the Morey hiring, and the Chris Paul trade. You've had all of these announcements and you only got 5.9K followers? I mean, I would think you should have more. But he says, I don't know how real this is, but the Phillies closing in on Kris Bryant. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Kris Bryant went to the Phillies because, I mean, Bryce Harper, he wanted JT Realmuto back and they brought him back. And if he wants Kris Bryant, I mean, let's go. I think he makes a lot of sense. So let's see it. I guarantee you people are saying fake. No, Jaron. No. No, no, no. No, Alex Colome. No. Steven says, I hope you realize that your legacy is on the line, but I trust you. Brian says, where's your source? Source is a tumbleweed. Could you imagine if this guy gets it right? Could you imagine? This guy gets it right and he's basically doing better than MLB Nerds at that point. What is up with this MLB Nerds guy? Can this guy stop it? I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, can he just stop it? Can people stop falling for this guy? Like, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe he is hearing some stuff out there, but I'm going to tell you all this right now. Jacob Toon, $2 super chat. Helps that Bryce and Bryant are besties. Yeah. I mean, Bryant makes sense. He really could play for the Phillies. I mean, he does make a lot of sense. But Kyle Winter, don't fall for that guy. He guessed wrong on Harper twice. Had him signing with the Padres and then the Dodgers and then the Phillies. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know what's up with this MLB Nerds guy, man, because he's just put stuff out there and like nothing is coming true that he's saying. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he has someone, but I'm going to tell you all right now, if I ever get some kind of an insider source, I am not going to post anything unless I know for sure. I'm not going to put out there like, oh, so-and-so has interest. I mean, why am I going to put that? I'll let John Heyman and all those guys do that. I would only post something if I knew, like, if this guy told me, like, yeah, this is, like, done. This is definitely happening. Send the tweet. You know, like, that's the only way I would do it. I would never put out there, like, oh, interest. Because you're just going to be, you're fighting a losing battle at that point, because if you put it out there and you're not someone like John Heyman and whatever, like Heyman and these guys are going to be fine. Like they can put out there, oh, this team has interest, but if someone like MLB Nerds is putting it out there, well, then you're just hurting yourself. Like just save it for when you know something is going to happen. So that's the only reason I would do it. I would never put out there like, you know, teams interested in this player. I just wouldn't do it. So I will make that promise to all of you. If I ever somehow get an inside source, I will not post anything unless I am 99% confident in it. So, but yeah, MLB Nerds, that guy has got to calm down. Honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, but we'll have to see if this comes true. Patman0074, Hosmer plus Campusano and Grisham to the Yankees for Voit and Pereira. Huh. I mean, honestly, not a bad idea right there. We'll get back to the story here in just a second. I was talking about Carlos Correa. Nothing really new on the Carlos Correa. It's just the Astros. They're looking to, supposedly, they're going to come after him with a contract. I was saying that from the very beginning. If you go back to earlier streams in the offseason, I was saying, Astros, they're going to let him go out there. They're going to let him test the market. If he ends up going elsewhere, okay. But because they have Jeremy Pena, let me put the Padres. Well, actually, let me put the Yankees. Because they had Jeremy Pena who could take over. They were going to be fine. They were going to be comfortable if Correa left. But they pretty much, they were in a position where they could just let Correa go out there and just see what would happen. And then they could just sit back. And if he ends up coming back their way, then then the Astros will say, okay, all right, let's work out a contract. Or there was the other scenario where maybe he was really, he could be really close to signing with someone. And then the Astros, they've waited it out. They kind of took their time, and they got a someone that's telling them, hey, Correa's about to sign. Or maybe even Correa calls them, to see if they'll give one last offer. And then the Astros will just say, all right, hold on a second. Hold the phone. I know you got a nice offer from the Yankees, but here, let's come talk some business. Let's sit down. Let's have a sandwich. Let's get a contract together. So I've always had confidence with the Astros that they would, be able to make a play late. So, but let's get this trade here. This is actually a pretty fun trade. iTalk Studios has he's got it going on with Red Sox news. If you need Red Sox news, iTalk Studios is on the ball when it comes to Red Sox news. What was the first one? What was the first one again? It was the first one that you reported. Who was it? It was Michael Chavis. That was right? I think that's who it was. iTalk. So yeah, it was Michael Chavis of the Pirates. But then, what was the other one that you said? I think you got a reliever out there. I can't remember. But you've been on the ball. iTalk Studios. Everyone, go give iTalk Studios a follow. Also, where are we at with likes? Oh, come on, everyone. We're at 325 likes. Let's get to 500 likes. Come on, we're getting close. So, but let's take a look here. We had a super chat earlier. I thought that's actually a pretty interesting offer right there. Hosmer and Campusano and Grisham for Voit and Pereira. Very interesting. So let's see here. I'm sure you've already plugged it in. Hosmer. And then Campusano and Grisham. That would give him a center fielder. Oof. Could you imagine the Padres did this? Wow. Would they give up Grisham and Campusano? I mean, that would clear... How much is Grisham making? I think he's arbitration, right? Grisham? Or no, maybe he has a contract. Or is he pre-arbitration? No, he's pre-arbitration. Oof. That'd be tough to give him up. But, I mean, he ended up not really, burning down any walls last year. He was kind of whatever last year. Hit 242, a 327 on base. He was good in 2020. Had a 352 on base. He would be good for the Yankees. Honestly, why not? That's not a bad idea, honestly. That's not a bad idea. I haven't thought of the Yankees for Hosmer. I mean, could you imagine if they take on... Would they take on Hosmer's contract? Would they do it? I don't know, man. They just took on Donaldson's. What is the Yankee payroll at right now? It's got... What is it? They're over the CBT by a good amount. Do they add Hosmer too? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. This would be, I mean, this makes sense because it gives them a first baseman. They'd get a center fielder with Grisham, and then you get Campusano. That's, you know, that's not bad. Chad Dubb, what's going on? Robbie, as a Cardinals fan living in Atlanta, seeing my friends crying over Freeman, it brought back memories of Pujols leaving St. Louis. Yeah, I would say it's very similar to that. Very similar. To me, though, I think Pujols, that was kind of where teams started looking elsewhere. You know, they kind of started changing their philosophies a little bit because they saw how bad that contract turned out. So I think Pujols was a good lesson for a lot of these teams because you don't want to get stuck in those contracts, you know? So, but I like this idea. I actually think this is a pretty good idea because the only thing I have holding me back is, do the Yankees add that salary with Hosmer? They would be getting themselves a couple of pretty decent young players. Grisham is only 25. Now, for the Padres, they would be getting Pereira, who is a prospect, so that could replenish some kind of a prospect for him. And then Voit could maybe be their DH, you know? And then they can go out and they can go after Freeman. So that would open up a lot of payroll for them. That would be pretty tough, you know? So, I don't know. I do like the idea, though. I do like the idea. I think you're on the right track with it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Would the Yankees do it? Man, I don't know. That would fill a need in center field, though. Who knows what Aaron Hicks is going to do out there. And they would get themselves a first baseman, a lefty first baseman, who could fit pretty well in Yankee Stadium. So, but Peter, what's going on? $1.99 super chat. Thank you for the support, Peter. Really appreciate that. Lonely Wolf, who howls alone at the moon. Did you see the video of Acuna hitting a home run? He's looking pretty good, man. I can't wait for Ronald Acuna Jr. to come back. That was my pick for the MVP last year. And I'm telling you all right now, if Ronald Acuna Jr. would have not gotten injured last year, he would have won the MVP. He would have won it. Absolutely would have won it last year. He was on track for, I think, like a WAR over 7, which would have been way ahead of the other guys. So, but here we go. Let's get to our next story. So we have covered a lot so far. Olson, McHugh. We did talk Freeman, the Red Sox, Padres getting involved. Schwarber, Correa. So let's get to some Oakland A's. But real quick, I do have a super chat coming in. Abba Edgar, what's going on? If the Blue Jays signed Freeman and Schwarber, their lineup would look like this: Springer, Freeman, Guerrero, Bichette, Hernandez, Schwarber, Kirill, Biggio, and Jansen. That is stupid. They better not. I will die. I will die. I will go jump off a cliff if that ends up happening. Are you kidding me? Schwarber and Freeman? That's dumb. I hate that. That's crowd them at that point. They don't even need pitching at that point. They can just outslug you. So, but let's get to our next story here. The A's. The A's. Frankie Montas, Sean Manaea. Those guys have been on the trade block. But there's also Ramon Laureano. Look out for Ramon Laureano. This is a guy that maybe you could see maybe go elsewhere. Let's go take a look here. But taking a look, let's start with Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas getting some interest from the White Sox. Now, I'm going to tell you all right now, I don't think the White Sox are going to get Frankie Montas. They don't have the prospects to do it. They just don't. So let's go here. Let's go back to the simulator. The White Sox have probably the worst farm system in baseball right now because all of their top guys have now graduated. So they're so thin. But we can go take a look here. Frankie Montas going to the A's, or going from the A's to the White Sox. Could you imagine? But I mean, look at who we got, to trade. If you're looking prospect young players, I mean, one guy, I don't think they give him up, but maybe Crochet. Peter, what's going on? $1.99 super chat. I need the Yankees to trade for all 3 of those A's. I really do think the Yankees could use some starting pitching. I really do. Their starting pitching is a bit of a question mark to me. So I think Frankie Montas for the Yankees would be really good. So they have the prospects to do it. But let me put here Frankie Montas. He's going to have himself a pretty decent value. About $40 million worth of value. He'd be really good for the White Sox. That starting pitching staff would be awesome. But taking a look here. I mean, what do you'd probably have to give up a Crochet in this deal. I mean, because you don't have, or Kopech. You know, you'd have to give up one of those guys. Kopech or Crochet. And then just put some prospects with him. You'd probably have to put Wes Kath. You know, maybe Montgomery. I mean, honestly, if you did Wes Kath and Kopech, I mean, that's not looking too bad. White Sox fans, would you do that? Would you do this? Mr. Frankie going to the White Sox, sending back Kopech and Kath? White Sox fans or anyone in the chat, would you do this? I mean, I don't know. That's pretty intriguing. Joshua, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Padres fan here. I need a big signing so bad with all this bad news and season hasn't even started yet. Maybe Freeman or Schwarber, anything would help. Honestly, I mean, yeah, it looked like Suzuki was going there. I mean, here's the thing: the Padres, they are really strapped, man. They are so close to that CBT. You know, they're close, man. They don't have a lot of flexibility. They're going to have to give up Hosmer or Myers if they want to get someone big. So, all right, I'm seeing some people saying no for this trade. So how about instead of Kopech, would you do Crochet? And then maybe a couple more prospects here. Maybe you could throw in, I don't know, Rodriguez. Maybe something like that. Crochet, Kath, and Rodriguez. So, I don't know. For Montas, if you really wanted to beef up your starting pitching, you know, I'm just saying. This is why I think Manaea is going to be more likely. If we go look at the starting pitching staff for the White Sox, let's go take a look here. Oh, wow. It is pouring outside. I was thinking, what the heck is that noise? But taking a look here. I mean, rotation does look pretty good. You know, they have one lefty in Keuchel, but it's Dallas Keuchel. I mean, that's not really, I don't know about that. But Lance Lynn, Giolito, Cease, and then Kopech at the back end. Manaea would fit pretty nicely here. So let's switch out Montas. So, and let's do Manaea. Manaea would be way cheaper. You wouldn't have to give up anyone like, you know, it's funny because Wes Kath, supposedly the A's really wanted him in that draft. So, and then the White Sox ended up snagging him. So, you know, why not? Let's get Kath over to the A's. And, hold on. Let's get Montas out. Okay, so we can take out Crochet here. Where's Crochet? And, you know, maybe something like this gets it done. You know, maybe let's take out Rodriguez. Let's put in a pitcher. We can switch out. Maybe you can put like Vera. And then, you know, you're getting kind of close here. And maybe throw in one more guy like Dahlquist. And then, you know, maybe this is a bit of an overpay. Maybe you can take out one of these pitchers and put in someone a little lower. So I could definitely see the White Sox getting Manaea. I don't think they're going to have enough. They're not going to have enough to give up, or to give up for Montas. It's just not going to happen. So they just don't have enough. But Manaea, they do. They could get Manaea if they really wanted to. So, but let's go back to this. So there were some other teams, I believe. So we saw the Twins also giving the A's a phone call about these two guys. So I think the Twins, here's what I think. I think the White Sox could get Manaea, and I think the Twins could get Montas. So that's what I think. The Twins have more prospects to give up for him, and then the White Sox I think they would be okay with getting Manaea because they could use a lefty in that rotation. I know I said the same thing about the Mets for so long, but the Mets, they just wanted Chris Bassett instead. They're okay with an all-righty rotation. So I think with the White Sox, your lefty right now is Dallas Keuchel. And is that going to be, is that going to be something you're going to be very confident with? With Manaea, he makes your rotation better. And then, if you really wanted to, I don't know, I would imagine White Sox fans probably want to keep Kopech in the rotation. But, if let's just say he's not working out in the rotation for whatever reason, you could have, Kopech kind of be like what Garrett Whitlock was for the Red Sox this past year, just like that big arm out of the bullpen. He can come in and close, set up, maybe open games, stuff like that. So JM1231 with a super chat. Who would be a good number 5 starter to add for the M's? I wonder. It's actually interesting because they gave up Justin Dunn. So who do they have now? And they also gave up Williamson too. Oh, look who they have on Fangraphs listed for the number 5 spot. Matt Brash. Oh, man. Look at that. It's just a Fangraph projection for now. But could you imagine if they put Brash into this rotation? Are you kidding me? Yeah, they got Justice Sheffield too. So that could work. Is he on the IL right now? Or they just have him listed in the minors? Yeah, so you could put Sheffield there. So, and don't forget you have Kirby soon. So I think they're actually probably going to be fine. What is Drellick saying? I see some of you in the chat. Let's see. What is this? Evan Drellick saying Judge rules minor league players are MLB employees throughout the year and are owed damages. Wow. That's a big story. Good. These minor leaguers need to be paid. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is just, man, they're getting they're not making anything. I have a bit of a similar story where not the minor leagues, but when I was I'm a teacher in case anyone doesn't know, but when I was in my teaching internship, I had to work full time, for an entire semester at that school, and I wasn't getting paid. So I can only imagine, these guys in the minor leagues where they're barely making any money, and man, at least I had student loans and financial aid, to help me out. But I couldn't imagine being a minor leaguer, man. That's just crazy. So unless you got yourself a good signing bonus, but Zachary, thank you for that. Thank you. No spamming in the chat, please. So, but as for the White Sox, I think it's going to be really interesting. Could they end up getting someone like Manaea? I think so. Montas, I think he'd be a great fit for the Twins. I think the Twins, they need another pitcher. They need someone. Sonny Gray was nice, but they can't stop there. But for the Mariners, getting back to that super chat, could you have Sheffield there? Sure. Could they add someone in free agency? If we were to look at some pitchers here, who, probably not Tyler Anderson. Could you maybe do... could you go with Pineda? That'd be funny. Pineda last year, he was okay. But remember Pineda when he was on Seattle in the early going? Remember when he got traded to the Yankees and everyone was flipping out? Because Pineda was a big prospect at that time. I'm seeing a super chat coming in. Albert, what's going on? If the Red Sox somehow land Freeman, does a package of Dahlback and maybe Bayo or someone young get you an all-star caliber starter? Oof. I would imagine Dahlback at that point would have to be trade bait. Would have to be. I mean, that honestly, I'd be all for it. I love me some Bobby Dahlback, but if you could put him with another, pretty good prospect and get yourself maybe a good arm for the rotation, I'd be all about it. Here's the thing with Freeman. I don't think the Red Sox get him because they just don't spend that kind of money. They just don't do it. And they have Cassis. So, doesn't sound like a Heim Bloom kind of a move. I think they're just trying to drive up the price for the Yankees and the Jays. If they get him, though, oh, man, I'd be so happy. But let's move on to Ramon Laureano here. So, Ramon Laureano, according to Ken Rosenthal, he is among the team's more popular trade targets. Now, taking a look at what Ramon Laureano is going to cost you, he's not going to be cheap at all. So, let's take out Manaea here. Laureano is going to cost you around $60 million worth of value. So, and let's take a look at why. So, it's not going to be cheap. First off, he's a center fielder. That's already one thing. That's a premium position. So, if we take a look here, Laureano, is he still on the suspended list? Yeah, he's suspended for 27 games this year. So, he's only 27 years old. He's still, he's not even in his prime yet. But if you go back last year, hit 246 over the 88 games, 246 on base was a little low, but slugging was pretty decent at 443, 14 home runs. He had 12 stolen bases. So here's the thing with Laureano is he's not going to be amazing with the bat, but he's going to be pretty solid, and he can definitely, give you pretty decent production, but he's also got a really good glove. So if we actually go take a look at his fielding, if you take a look, in 2021, in center field, he had 3 defensive runs saved. In 2020, in a short season, he had 5 defensive runs saved. Good UZRs. Laureano is very good all around. So, I see in the chat, why did he get suspended? He got suspended for PEDs. I'm wondering, I don't remember which one it was, but I don't know. I just think he's going to end up being fine. Luke Walker just subscribed. What's going on? But we'll have to wait and see. Will that affect him at all? But as of right now, he's got a high value at $60 million. Could you argue maybe the PEDs could drop his value a little bit? Because he is going to miss some time. But you can't really say that because you can't really prove without a shadow of a doubt that the PEDs were the reason that he was as good as he was. You don't know. There's just no way of proving it. So you can't really go off of that. So, but Silver Fox, Tatis uses roids. If he uses roids, I don't know. That guy's doing something wrong because that guy is a stick. No offense, that dude's a stick and he is made of glass. I don't know what the heck is wrong with that guy, but he is getting hurt left and right. So, if Tatis is using roids, he's doing something wrong. So, Kale Wilbanks, what's going on? You think Castillo and Moose to the Angels happens? I don't think the Angels have enough prospects. I mean, if you did put Moose in there, then that would lower the value. I just don't see the Reds doing that because I think if they're going to trade Castillo, they're going to want to get a haul for him. And if you attach Moustakas in that trade, you're only lowering what you're going to be getting back. So, I don't know. So, I would probably lean towards no, Kale. I would probably lean towards no. So, Laureano, though, he's going to be very expensive. Could the Yankees turn to the A's? They missed out on Matt Olson, but could they still give the A's a call? If we go here, back to some depth charts here. If we go take a look at the Yankees, as of right now, you have Aaron Hicks in center field. You do have Joey Gallo in left field. Oh, actually, that reminds me. With Joey Gallo today, he hit one to the moon. There we go. Taking a look at this. Joey Gallo looking nice and strong. Here comes... Oh, swing and a miss for Joey Gallo. But yeah, Ramon Laureano, he would be a nice fit for the Yankees. Aaron Hicks, he is just... man, he's just always hurt. The Laureano would be great. He would have really improved the defense out there. So, I think Laureano would be great, man. And the Yankees do have the prospects to get it done. Here's the thing. Laureano most likely is going to cost you, might sound crazy, but Laureano might get a similar package to what Olson, to what you got for Olson. Because here's the thing with Olson. Great hitter, but he plays first base. First base, that position alone kind of decreases your value because it's first base. Now, with center field, that's a whole different story, and the fact that you have decent production with the bat too, you're going to be expensive. So a team like the Yankees could get it done. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's interesting. I'm definitely looking out here for the A's to make some kind of moves. I think the Yankees would be really good for Laureano. I think the White Sox would be really good for Manaea, or the Twins, along with Montas. I think the Twins would be really good for him too. So, but I'm also seeing Tyson Laureano to the Marlins. That would be pretty nice too. The Marlins need some kind of a bat. That is a great segue. Man, oh man, what a segue that is. What a segue that is, because we're going to talk about the Marlins here right now. It looks like Nick Castellanos, he wanted to go play for the Marlins. I cannot believe this. He wanted to play for the Marlins. Derek Jeter wanted him. This was perfect. This was absolutely perfect. Why? Oh, why? I don't understand. Wardy is in the chat. What's going on, Wardy? Wardy, I am dying over here. We need some moves. We got to, come on. Where's the rumor mill? Why is it? It's not even turning. What's going on? But Nick Castellanos, this absolutely this makes me irate. He wanted to play for the Marlins. Derek Jeter wanted him like crazy. Ownership said, nah, actually, no, we don't got the money. We don't got the money. And Derek Jeter said, all right, forget this. You guys suck. I'm out. And then Derek Jeter left. So here is Barry Jackson of Florida Sports Buzz. I'm not sure if that's actually who he works for. Oh, the Miami Herald. But source close to Nick Castellanos confirms he had great interest. Not just interest, but he had great interest. You know why? Because Castellanos, he would have been the centerpiece of that offense. He would have been the man. And he would have been going back home. I mean, I just can't believe it. He was so good last year, man. He was so good. 309 average, 34 home runs, 100 RBIs, like a 560 slugging. Good grief, man. This just bothers me. He would have been perfect. So, I don't know. Where could Castellanos sign? Well, if that one report was true from Vin the Insider, I'm not sure how accurate this is. I don't know. Is he any better than MLB Nerds? I have no idea. I don't know anything. But Vin the Insider, whoever the heck this is, this could be just some 8-year-old hanging out, playing his PS5 right now, and he's just tweeting out that the Phillies are going to get Chris Bryant. So, who knows? But if the Phillies do get Chris Bryant, well, what are the options? What are the options for Nick Castellanos? I mean, I still think the Padres make a lot of sense, but are they going to want to spend the money? I would imagine it's going to be a team that would want to rotate him out of the designated hitter spot and then, maybe play a little outfield here and there. We got a super chat coming in. Jedediah Taylor, what is going on? Chances the Rays land Freeman. If not, who do you see them going after? I'll say like 15, 20%. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. It's very odd that he is still out there. I just find it really odd. I think these other teams, they jumped in on the mix. I don't know. But I think the Rays would be really cool. I talked about this earlier. If they're going to be moving to a new stadium, having Freeman as like that like that, franchise player, like a franchise veteran player. You now obviously have Wander Franco, but he would be huge, man. If the Rays got him, I think that would be just great. Not as a Red Sox fan, no, but I think that would be really awesome for them. But we'll have to see. So, but as for Castellanos, I mean, where could he go? I've been seeing the Red Sox out there a little bit, like people mentioning the idea. AJ Hinch says Tigers aren't done. Thoughts? Yeah, maybe could Castellanos go back to the Tigers? Maybe. If we go to the Tigers here, it's really funny because the Tigers were very active, and then they got Rodriguez, they got Baez. Could Castellanos fit in here? Probably not. I don't see where he fits. I mean, in left, you got Baddoo. I don't know. In DH, we have Miguel Cabrera. I don't see the Tigers. I would imagine the Tigers, I really would like them to get a veteran reliever. I think Andrew Chafin would be really nice to the Detroit Tigers. A good veteran arm in there. Because you don't know what you're going to get out of Soto. Soto walks a lot of guys. So I don't know. I would like to have someone like Chafin there. I think that would make a lot of sense for him, like a veteran guy, a 3-year deal. And that could be really good. We'll have to wait and see what the Tigers end up doing. So, but as for Castellanos, honestly, you know who I think? I wonder. How about the Diamondbacks? They could use a bat. Let's do the Diamondbacks. Can they just pony up some money? Come on. You got like nothing on your payroll, Arizona. What do you got on your payroll? You got $100 million. Come on. Well, let's just pony up a little money, huh? You spent money on Madison Bumgarner a couple of years ago. That flamed out. Hopefully he can get himself back on track. But Castellanos would be huge for this lineup. Honestly, I don't know where else if he doesn't go to Philly. I mean, and if the Padres aren't going to go over the CBT, maybe the Nationals? I mean, but they just got Nelson Cruz, so I don't see that. Probably not the Blue Jays. I mean, could the Rangers? I predicted Castellanos for the Rangers in my original predictions. Oh, come on. Let's get Castellanos on the Rangers. Come on. I predicted it. Please, I need more predictions to come right. I'm not good with my predictions. I need some predictions to come right. So, you got Willie Calhoun at DH. Could you imagine if they had an offseason where they signed Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, and Nick Castellanos? That would be stupid. That would be nuts. I'm all about it. But there are teams out there. I just wonder who is going to jump in on them. But I find it incredibly infuriating that he would like to play for the Marlins, and the Marlins said, nah. I just can't get over that. That's just like, man, the Marlins could be a really good team if they just added a bat. So we're going to have to wait and see. But let's talk about another bat here. We're kind of getting close to the end of our stories. We got a couple of more here. Actually, we got about a few more. So Joc Pederson, we were talking about him earlier. I think it would be great if he goes back to the Braves. But he is drawing some interest out there. So John Morosi, he actually said this a couple of days ago, but I saw this report come up again today that the Guardians are still looking in on Joc Pederson. So, with their outfield, they have Steven Kwan, who in the minor leagues has been pretty good. He's kind of an under-the-radar prospect right now. Steven Kwan, that's not really a name that we're hearing too much of, but he's had really decent numbers in the minor leagues. So I could see Steven Kwan maybe being their left fielder, but Joc Pederson, that would give them a veteran bat. That would look pretty nice there. If we go take a look at the Guardians right now as they're currently constructed, in left field, like I said, Steven Kwan is projected there. You got Bradley Zimmer out in right. And in center, you got Miles Straw. Miles Straw is not going anywhere. So really, your corner outfielders right now are Kwan and Zimmer. I could see them going to get Pederson, maybe have Kwan on the bench to start things off. You know, if Zimmer, you know, starts kind of not, he's projected for terrible numbers. Zimmer last year only hit 227. So maybe Zimmer can go to the bench, and then Kwan, he can go out there and, you know, have an outfield spot. So, but I could definitely see absolutely Joc Pederson on the Cleveland Guardians. So we'll have to wait and see. There's also the Rockies out there. The Rockies are in on Joc Pederson a little bit. So actually, let me go back to that. Yeah, here, let me go back to that here. So it says here, Thomas Harding of MLB.com tweeted out that the Rockies have also shown some interest. I'm going to guess the Rockies are not going to be able to get Kris Bryant. That sounds like that's probably not going to happen. If they got Kris Bryant, I would die. That would be awesome. That would be the best. Twitter, oh my God. Twitter, baseball Twitter, if Kris Bryant went to the Rockies, would melt. It would just melt. People would be wouldn't even know what to think. I just want to see it. Please. Can Kris Bryant just go to the Rockies so I can just watch baseball Twitter just burn? That would be the best. I would love it. I need that. I would have my popcorn ready. It would be the best. So, but hey, Pederson for the Rockies I think would be pretty good. I'd love to see what that bat could do in Coors Field. What are Joc Pederson's numbers? What are his numbers at Coors? Remember that one year where he had how many home runs? He had 36 home runs in 2019. Good grief. But what are his numbers at Coors Field? Ballparks. Oh, really? What? He's only had 3 games at Coors? Oh, wait, that's 2021. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me go to career numbers. I was like, wait a minute. He's had to have played more there. Okay, his career numbers at Coors. Okay. Coors Field. Oh, wow. Not very good. He's had 49 games there. He's only hit 226. He has a good on base. 352 on base. He has a good slugging at Coors. Out of everywhere he's played, Coors, he's done pretty well there. You know, I wonder if the Diamondbacks get in on him. You know? He's played there a lot too, and he would be cheaper. So I could see the Diamondbacks maybe going after him. You know? Who are some other teams? Probably wouldn't go to Pittsburgh. I mean, look at his numbers at Petco Park. I mean, why not Joc Pederson for the Padres? He's hit 282 there in 50 games. A 411 on base. A 563 slugging. They could use a left fielder. He's not going to cost a lot of money. Joc Pederson could absolutely be a Padre. I think I might have actually predicted that in my first set of predictions. The Giants also, they could use another outfielder, maybe. Maybe a little more production out there. I think they are kind of lefty heavy though, so I don't know. But he's had good numbers at AT&T. He's done well. The Phillies, they could use a left fielder. So I don't know if they go after Pederson, though. I would imagine Pederson is probably like plan C for them. I would think with the Phillies, they probably want Bryant, Schwarber. And then I would imagine if Pederson's still there, they'll go after him pretty hard. Yeah. I think Pederson, based off of the rumors, he ends up with Cleveland. What are his numbers in Cleveland? He's had a small sample size, but he has hit well there over 5 games. 333 average, 391 on base, 429 slugging. So he's had good numbers there. So I think Pederson, he ends up going to the Guardians, the Padres, or the Diamondbacks or the Rockies. I'll do those 4 teams. Guardians, Rockies, Diamondbacks, or the Padres. I think he goes one of there. He goes to one of those teams. Or he goes back to the Braves. Where he goes back to the Braves. So the Braves, I think, would be the best fit. Matthew Morales, what's going on? If you're the Rangers, what pitcher do you go after in a trade, and who do you have to give up to get it done? Well, for trades, I mean, again, Montas is like that guy right now. That's like the big arm out there on the trade market. If it were me, I would do everything I could to get Luis Castillo. Everything I could. So with Montas, you're looking at around $40 million worth of value. He would be a lot cheaper to get. So if we pull up his numbers. So, have I been saying this wrong? I've been saying Montas. Frankie Montas. Sorry. Frankie Montas. Okay. But yeah, good numbers last year, 32 starts. Montas is quite the workhorse, but he's not going to be the caliber of a Luis Castillo. That's the guy I would get if I'm the Rangers, or I would go for. It would probably be out of their price range, but if in that scenario, I would turn to the A's, go after Montas. So we'll have to take a look at and we'll have to keep an eye out for what happens there. I would love for the Rangers to get someone, because the Rangers right now, they need pitching. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't go into your season with Jon Gray as your opening day guy. Martin Perez is your number 2. Why are they putting Martin Perez as the number 2? Dane Dunning would be the number 2. I mean, stop it. Dane Dunning would clearly be your number 2, not Martin Perez. I don't know what Fangraphs is doing there, but I would like Zach Greinke on the Rangers. I really would. I think that'd be a really good fit. A good veteran guy like Greinke who can give you innings. I think that'd be really nice. That's why I thought Kershaw would have been really good, because that could have been like your opening day guy. But now that he's with the Dodgers, Greinke, that could be your opening day guy. So, I mean, Greinke is not really what he used to be, but he's going to give you innings, and he'd be really good for that team. So, I don't know. Will he want to go there? Maybe he wants to go to a team that is more positioned to try and win a World Series. So I could definitely see teams. I think the Rays would be really fun for Zach Greinke, honestly. Could the Mariners? I mean, the Mariners maybe. If you need another guy for that rotation, he would give you some really good innings. Let me go to Zach Greinke's no trade list. Pog Dog Log with a 99-cent super chat. Thank you, Pog Dog Log. But let's see. Remember he had that no trade list? Were the Mariners on it? No, the Mariners aren't on it. Oh, let's get Zach Greinke to Seattle. Can we do that? Oh, come on. I'd say Zach Greinke, man. Go back to the Astros. He's going to go to a West team. Astros, Rangers, or Mariners. Maybe the Braves. The Braves, actually, oh, you know what I was going to say, because we do have another story here about the Cardinals. I was going to say maybe the Cardinals would be a good fit, but the Cardinals were on his no trade list. How did he come up with this list? What factored into this list? So, but my vote for Greinke, I want him on the Mariners, the Rangers, or the Rays. Those are the 3 teams that I want him on. Let's just make it happen. Come on. Make it happen, Captain. So, let's get to the last story that I have for tonight. We'll do this story, and then we'll go take a look at something. We'll go take a look at the Fangraphs projections. But our last story, which I do think is really interesting, this is a team that I think could be really dangerous this year, the St. Louis Cardinals. But Jack Flaherty today underwent a shoulder exam. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this was just like a precautionary thing. Remember, he was dealing with a lot of issues last year towards the end. Maybe he missed a lot of the second half. And so maybe they were just kind of checking in. Maybe the media is just kind of making it more than it actually is. But said today he did not participate in camp activities. Although further details won't be known until the review is completed, this is surely a worrying sign for the Cardinals and their fans. Listen, if you're the Cardinals, you need Jack Flaherty. You need him. But if he's unable to go, you got to think the Cardinals are going to go out there and try and get someone. You'd have to think, man, that they would, if Flaherty's going to be out, that they would. But don't forget, they do have Matthew Liberatore, too. Could they turn to him? So, you know, but Flaherty, man, that would be a big blow. Because this is a guy who I think he could be a Cy Young contender if he's healthy. Andrew, 499 Super Chat. Love your content, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. If you're the Twins, would you rather have Montas or Manaea or Story? Definitely a starting pitcher. They need starting pitching. That offense is good enough. They can make it right now with what they have in the lineup and defensively. They need pitching. That's without a doubt. They need more pitching. They need to get one of those guys. Montas would be amazing. Crown Jewel Music Gear Review. What's going on, my friend? Freeman to the Yankees, please. Oh, please no. Please no. Keep Freddie Freeman out of the AL East unless he is a Red Sox. Come on. Come on, Freeman. Come to Boston. Come to Boston. Thank you, Andrew and Crown Jewel, for the Super Chats. Really do appreciate that. So, Cardinals, this is interesting. I know it's not really too much of a story right now, but if Flaherty ends up missing a lot of time, if it ends up being that maybe his shoulder is not good, I would imagine they would turn to either the free agent market or they would maybe look to make a trade. They do have Liberatore, so I think that's something. But if you were to go to the trade market or the free agent market for starting pitching right now, there's not a lot of, unless maybe you went with someone like Johnny Cueto, like a veteran guy, I could see something like that. Greinke the Cardinals were on his no trade list. Would they maybe be able to convince him? You know, maybe. Could they bring J.A. Happ back? They would have to do something. You know, maybe Tyler Anderson. I could see one of these guys, like a cheaper alternative, maybe Pineda. But I would think if they lost Flaherty, they would probably want to bring in an arm that is, you know, you are almost certain that he is going to give you just a full season of innings. So I would love Greinke on the Cardinals. I just don't know if he would want to go there, considering he was on there, or they were on his no trade list. I think Cueto would be interesting. So, you know, how did Cueto do last year? I feel like he had some okay moments. He was fine. He had a 4.05 FIP, 21 starts. Yeah, he can give you starts. I think Cueto would be a veteran guy that you could add if they did lose Flaherty. So again, if we go take a look at the Cardinals, good thing they got Steven Matz. That was a nice pickup for them. Dr. Touchdown, Cueto might have beef after the fight with the... come on. That was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. At that point, you probably got to let it go at that point, you know? But they would need someone. I would vote for Zach Greinke if he would want to go there. So their rotation right now has question marks with injuries, you know, or with health. What are you getting out of Miles Michaelis, Dakota Hudson, now Flaherty? You know, they need depth, man. They need depth. And you don't know what you're going to get with Wainwright. I know he had a really good year last year, but can Wainwright do the same thing again? I don't know. Can he? He's not getting any younger. I mean, the Cardinals starting pitching staff right now is a big question mark. Very, very big question mark. So, gonna have to wait and see on that. But everyone, you guys are amazing. We have had like over 1,000 people this entire time. We've been going like 1,000, 1,100 this entire time. I want to thank everyone for coming out. We're going to look at one more thing. Everyone, please hit that like button. We're just under 500 likes. Let's try and get to 600 in this next round. Everyone, take your finger and go push that like button. Also, if anyone is new, haven't yet subscribed, think about subscribing. We're trying to get to 30K by the end of the season. Can we get to 30K by the end of the season? We'll have to wait and see. But let's go take a look here. Fangraphs, they came out with their projections for the year. I mean, it's still early. There's still free agents out there. So let's go take a look. So these are far from really being complete, but, you know, it is something to look at. The playoff odds are now available. So as of right now, again, you know, it's still a little early, but you can kind of get an idea. But just to kind of, you know, put it in perspective, the Giants, they had on here last year, they had around a 5% chance of making the playoffs. And then the Giants ended up having one of their best seasons of all time. So, so they're not going to be perfect every time. They are definitely going to miss pretty badly sometimes. So, but it is always fun to take a look. I actually really agree here with the Blue Jays. As of right now, I do. I really like this Blue Jays team a lot. I actually, in a way, I kind of agree with where they have the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox they had a really good first half last year. But then if you saw how they were in the second half, I think they really owe a lot of last season to that first half that they had. Without the first half, that team would not have made the playoffs. So I actually kind of agree with where they have the Red Sox here right now. I could see maybe the Rays, Red Sox flip-flopping here, third and fourth. I definitely think one of these teams, whoever gets third place in the AL East, could definitely still make the playoffs. Honestly, and I think the Yankees could fall down here too. The Yankees starting pitching to me right now, it's not a sure thing. You got Garrett Cole, which is nice, but he did struggle in the second half. I think he's going to end up being fine. But their starting rotation right now is kind of a question mark. What's Luis Severino going to do? Jordan Montgomery, to me, kind of comes off as, you know, like a third guy in your rotation. If Severino bounces back, I think he could be great. Or I think the Yankees, that would be a huge boost. So I think right now, I like the Blue Jays for the division. Their starting rotation is really deep, and they have prospects, too, that could come up and help. I really like the Blue Jays for this division. And I think Yankees, Rays, Red Sox, either of them could get second, third, fourth. As for the White, and then the Orioles, I think that's fine. The Orioles are nowhere close. The White Sox, I definitely still think their starting rotation is the deepest here. I actually would bump up the Guardians a little bit. Personally, I think the Twins could be really good too. But don't sleep on the Guardians. I could actually see the Guardians maybe being like a mid-80 win team, 85 to 90 wins. I could see the Guardians being like that. And then the Twins. The Twins have a really good lineup. I don't know. Right now, their starting pitching is a little thin. So I like the Guardians right now better than the Twins. I do like the Twins lineup, but I like the Guardians pitching better. And their bullpen is really good too. So I actually right now have the Guardians in second place. So, and then I'd have the Twins in third. And then the Tigers, I actually think the Tigers, I think they'll be better than this. I see the Royals finishing in fifth. Astros, I still think you have to give it to the Astros until a team just takes it from them. Their team is still looks really good on paper. Their starting rotation has some question marks. How's Verlander going to be? What's going to happen with Lance McCullers Jr.? The Angels, I do like the moves that they've made. I do. They've added some pitching. How's Noah Syndergaard going to be? How's Shohei Ohtani going to be again this year? Can he put together that same kind of numbers? I'm not quite sure. But I do like the Angels. I think they could be at least an 85-win team. I love the addition of Aaron Loop for that bullpen. I really do. So, bringing back Raisel Iglesias, I thought that was really nice. Oh, we got some news. Is this actually a thing? Ah, come on. Did we just really get punked here? Eric Hubs. Oh, that's Barstool. Okay. I mean, everyone was kind of seeing this. All right, Anthony Rizzo. Okay, I thought you guys were punking me for a second. Hey, good on Barstool Sports. I like me some Barstool Sports, man. Eric Hubs. He's in on it, man. He's in on it. Thank you, Crangius McBasketball. I really like this move. I think Rizzo is a really nice move for them. This definitely means Freeman is not going to the Yankees. I just didn't see Freeman going there. The Yankees, I just don't see them spending for someone. They're not going to get Correa. They're not going to shell out that kind of money. They were more in position for a trade. They did make a trade, not one that I was expecting, but I do like this move of Rizzo coming back. I think it's a nice move for them. It makes sense. He did well there. He fit in the clubhouse really well. The Yankees have some personality on this team now. And if this is true, I would imagine Eric Hubs, he's not just going to throw something out there like this unless it's true. He has a following, so I don't think he's going to, he's not going to mess around. I think this is accurate. Let's see if any of the other MLB insiders, if they say anything. Nothing from anyone else yet. I wonder if they will give him credit. Watch, Jeff Passan, he's going to put it out there and he's not going to give him credit for it. But I really like this move. Eric Hubs reporting that Anthony Rizzo is going back to the Yankees. I saw this coming, honestly. He just fit really well there. He just seemed like he was enjoying his time. Taking a look at how the Yankees are looking now. Let's go back here. Let's see. Did anyone else tweet it? Of course, Jesse Rogers of ESPN doesn't give credit to good old Eric Hubs on Barstool. Of course, ESPN's not going to give credit. That's good old ESPN for you. ESPN drives me nuts, dude. Give Eric Hubs credit. Everyone, go like my tweet on Jesse Rogers on his post. I just responded on Jesse Rogers' post to give Barstool Hubs credit. It's like, come on, give the guy credit. It's like he was the first one on it. I'm just saying, man. It's like, why would, I like when guys do that. It's like, it's like, I don't know. I don't know why. Just obviously he was the first one on it. So, where was I? Here we go. Let's go look at the Yankees. So breaking news, if you are just coming in, Anthony Rizzo is back on the Yankees. Let's take a look at how the Yankees are now looking. I mean, this was a move I think they needed to make. And now, I think, what do you do with Luke Voit? Not quite sure here. But now, everyone, this is a wrinkle. This is a wrinkle. Because, well, now Anthony Rizzo is going to be at first. Where does DJ LeMahieu play? I said this the other night. If you're going to bring in Freeman, Olson, or Rizzo, where is Gleyber Torres going to play? Because DJ LeMahieu is going to move over to second now. So Gleyber Torres is now on the bench. So I don't see where Gleyber fits. It says here, someone named Rushing Baseball. He did have it first. What? Didn't Eric Cubs have it first? He clearly had it first. Rushing Baseball on Twitter. Are you in the chat right now? Are you in the chat? You just wrote to me, he didn't have it first. LMAO. And then... But Jesse Rogers tweeted it at 11:02. Eric Cubs posted it 5 minutes before him. Like, Rushing Baseball, are you here right now? Reveal yourself. Reveal yourself in the chat. Are you here? That is an L, my friend. So, I don't know. At least from what I can see, Eric Cubs had it first. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anthony Rizzo back on the Yankees. But this is a big question now. What happens with Gleyber Torres? DJ LeMahieu's moving over to second. It's that's a done deal. Like that, because DJ LeMahieu's not going to go to third. He's not at first now. He's not playing short. So I'm just saying, man. Either Gleyber is going to be on the bench, or you're gonna package him. So, did Jeff Passan say Heyman had it first? No, he didn't. No, he just retweeted. Okay. Oh my God, Bob Nightingale is saying Jesse Rogers reported it. No, that's ridiculous. That's stupid. He did not have it first. I'm not doing this. No, man. Eric Cubs, he's the one that had it, man. What is wrong with these media people? Jesse Rogers, you coward. Working at garbage ESPN. But, I don't know. Yeah, technical Jeff. Yes, you are technically correct on that. He had it in their inner circle. I hate ESPN. I'm not a fan. But yeah, Gleyber Torres, you got to think here. What if you were to trade Gleyber Torres? Yeah, Bruce, you are right. You are right, Bruce. I don't know why I'm getting all up in arms about it. Yeah, you are right. It doesn't matter who got it first. The only thing that matters when it comes to first is that the Yankees have a first baseman, which I think is a really good move. They needed a lefty bat. Now it's a nice balanced lineup, and but I want to know where Gleyber's going to go. I mean, would they move? They wouldn't move Gleyber out to the outfield, would they? Has he played outfield before? They wouldn't stick him out in center field. No. No, he hasn't played in the outfield, at least at the majors. So, I don't know. Gonna be interesting. Gleyber Torres. Oh, let me update my title, everyone. I got to put Anthony Rizzo here. There we go. Anthony Rizzo. Back to Yankees. 1 second. Just updating the title. Okay. Title is updated. Oh, whoops. Hold on. I forgot to capitalize the B. Gonna make sure those words are capitalized. Okay. Alrighty. We are back. So, big news just coming in. Anthony Rizzo back to the Yankees. We got 1,200 people in the chat. If anyone is new, think about hitting subscribe. We are closing in on 21,000 subscribers. Any other news coming in? Nope. Nope, just Anthony Rizzo. So, but yeah, I think it's a good move. But again, very curious about Gleyber. Very curious. So, I mean, I would think if it were me, I mean, I'm not, I don't know, because Gleyber really is the odd man out now, and I don't see. To me, you might as well trade him now, because his value, it's at like, it was really high before, but it has really dropped. You got to trade him now, I think, before it gets any lower, because if you put him on the bench, his value is only going to drop more. You have to trade him. Unless you put him back in the minors. So, you know, but you know, the Rizzo signing here, it definitely it opens up a lot of possibilities. Gleyber Torres, could he be on the move? What's going to happen with Freddie Freeman now? Now another team is off of the list. So Freeman it's basically down to the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Rays. Maybe the Padres as well. So you can now cross off the Yankees. So if we were to go to the playoff odds, so we were looking at that earlier, the Red Sox, my Red Sox, they had in 4th. The Rays, they had in 3rd. The Yankees, they had in 2nd. And the Blue Jays, they had in 1st. Now, I would imagine adding Rizzo now is going to bump up their win total on Fangraphs. So, I don't know. I think the Yankees and the Blue Jays, they definitely could have a dogfight for the division, but I like the Blue Jays pitching just more right now. I think the Blue Jays could be easily like a 95 to 100 win team. So, Doug, did you get my super chat? Doug, I didn't see your super chat. Oh, Doug, I'm sorry. Hold on. What was your super chat? Oh, let me pull it up here. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Everyone, thank you for the super chats tonight. You have all been quite amazing. But let me see here. Let me go here. Doug, I'm checking to see if I got your super chat. Oh, Doug, I'm sorry. I didn't see it. Here we go. Doug, so you said here, with Rizzo back, I think they flip Voit and Gleyber. Yeah, question is where? Doug, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, the question is where? I mean, if you package Gleyber and Voit together, let's go to baseball trade values. Let's see what we would have to do to get these guys off to another team. All right, so let's pull up the Yankees. Let's do Voit. Voigt's around $3 million in value. And then Gleyber, I don't know, what team could you send them to? I'm trying to think. Who's a team that could use a second baseman? Let's see. Chill Boy, what's going on? $4.99 super chat. I like Rizzo, but I don't know if I call this a successful offseason right now. Sorry with not what was out there in comparison. Yeah, I think with the Yankees, I still really want them to add a starting pitcher. You know, I think Donaldson could end up being really good for them. I think that could be a low-key, really good trade for them. Honestly, I loved the Kiner Falefa move. I love that they got him. A really good glove. He's going to add some speed. I really like that a lot for them. But Donaldson last year had good numbers. I mean, look at these numbers that he had last year. He had a 352 on base and a 475 slugging. Donaldson, quietly had himself a good year. you know? So I think that was actually really good. And he's going to be an upgrade over Urshela. And with Donaldson, I think he's going to add some mojo to that team. You know what I mean? But I loved Kiner Falefa. I think Yankee fans are going to end up loving him. So, Beat and Cozy, $1.99. What happened? Anthony Rizzo, back to the Yankees. I cannot speak. Anthony Rizzo, back to the Yankees. So, Kiner Falefa, I think he gives the Yankees a different, what's the word? Dimension, I guess. You know, he adds speed. He's going to add a glove. They really needed a glove at short, man. So, I did like that move. But I think, but then also they got Ben Rortvedt as well. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But they now have really good defense at catcher and short. Those are really important positions to have defense. So I actually do really like this move for the Yankees a lot. I still think they're off season though, because your super chat said the off season. Now, with the Yankees, their starting rotation is still a question mark to me. You know, Garrett Cole, I think he's going to end up being fine. I don't like Montgomery in the 2 spot. Severino could be good, but we don't know. What are you going to get with Severino? I mean, if he's healthy, he definitely could be really good. I think the Yankees really should try and add a starter, you know? I do like Nestor Cortez. He could end up being something pretty good. But yeah, I mean, you still got Domingo Germán here. But I guess he's having something with his shoulder lately, so. Yep, there's the news coming out from everywhere now. MLB.com now sending it out. Everyone, we are just around 600 likes. Hit that like button for me. But yeah, I would really like it for the Yankees if they added a starter, but their offseason's not done. Could maybe they make a trade for a starter? Could they go after maybe Sean Manaea? You know? Or Montas? Why not Montas, man? Dude, why not Montas? I mean, come on. You got a pretty good, couple of players here that you could send back to the A's. Now, the question is, will the A's want to take back their arbitration salaries? It looks, like with the A's, they wanted maybe more prospects and pre-arbitration guys. Look at what they did for Matt Olson. All of those guys were prospects, and, Pache is going to be a pre-arb guy. Oh, Wardy. I know, dude, Wardy, last offseason, that happened to me all the time. It happened with, I think it happened with Nolan Arenado, I believe. And then, who was he? There was someone else, too. There was someone else, and I can't remember who it was. It was George Springer. Yeah, George Springer. I finished my stream, and I swear it was 5 minutes later, and he signed. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I had to hop back on real quick. So I know a lot of you remember that. Everyone was laughing at that. So Zachary Goldstein, what's going on? In my opinion, as a Yankee fan, of the Yankees trade for Sean Manaea and Sean Murphy, that is also something, including Voit and Torres, it's a successful offseason. I think the Yankees are setting themselves up for a trade. I really do. And I think the A's, they've probably been talking with the A's a lot. So they got a good feel for what they want. So they couldn't come to terms on an Olson trade, but I guarantee they could come to an agreement on something else. So let's send Voit. Let's send Glaber. Let's put Torres. Where are you at? And so let's start off with that. So that is all. So you could maybe do either Montas alone, and you could go with Higashioka and Rortvedt as your catchers. Or if you're not quite confident with that, maybe you could go after Sean Murphy. But Murphy's going to cost a lot. Taking a look at this, Murphy and Manaea, that's going to be around $80 million worth of value. So you're going to have to pony up some prospects. I have a gut feeling that the Yankees are okay with what they have at catcher. I think they're going to go in a different direction now with catcher. They're just going to focus on the defense and, the pitch calling. They went with, they've been with an offensive catcher in Gary Sanchez for how many years now? And where has that gotten them? Fear Plays, $1 Super Chat. So I feel like the Yankees will probably take a different approach and stick with what they have defensively. I mean, sure, Sean Murphy would be really good, but they'd have to give up a lot for him. Sean Murphy would be amazing for the Yankees. So he would be a great, great glove for them, who could be your starting catcher. And then what ends up happening with Higashioka and Rortvet. I think I'm saying that guy's name right. Is it? Let me hold on. Ben. I guarantee I'm saying it wrong. I have to be saying it wrong. No, I am saying it right. Wow. I've been pronouncing this guy's name right. I'm thinking it's like I'm not saying it right. It is Rortvet. Okay. All right. Sweet. I can get some right. I'm always pronouncing guys' names wrong. So, but yeah, let's go back to the trade here. Again, it would take a lot to get Murphy. He's a young catcher. He's under control. He's a good catcher. So, but let's start off with this one. So you got Torres, Voit. You gotta put Peraza, right? I don't know. Would the A's want Volpe? Supposedly the A's were wanting Volpe. So, for Olson, which I thought was probably too much, but I don't know. So, let's not do Volpe. Let's do Peraza. Could you? No, you're not going to do Dominguez. It's funny. Even if you put Dominguez and Peraza here, you're still really far away, according to baseball trade values. So I don't think they're going to get Murphy. I think they're fine with what they have. I think it would be really good, but I feel like they're probably the A's are going to ask for the moon. So they could do Manaea, honestly. You probably wouldn't even have to give up Torres in this trade. But that's why I think someone like Montas would be really good. So let's take out Dominguez. And look at that. Or no, let me take out Manaea. And look at that. Peraza, Torres, and Voit for Montas. Yankee fans, would you do this? I would do this in a heartbeat. This would be your number 2. You got Garrett Cole and Montas. I would do this for, absolutely. Yankee fans, let me know. Would you do this? I would absolutely do this. I know losing Peraza would kind of stink, but, now the question is, would the A's want to take Torres and Voit? Because they're actually adding salary here, according to my potato brain. I think that's what would happen. So, Oakland, Montas right now, he is projected for $5.2 million. So, and if they're adding Voit and Glaber, that's they're adding about $11 million. So I don't know if actually the A's would do that. I don't know if they want to add money. What did Heyman just tweet? Credit goes to J Brown 03. Oh. Okay. So did Jordan Brown put this? Who is Jordan Brown? Jordan Brown posted it at 10:28. Oh, so Eric Hubbs got beat. Yeah, he did beat Eric Hubbs. Jordan Brown is a legend. Oh my God. Jordan Brown. Who the heck is Jordan Brown? Hey, good for him. Make a name for yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Jordan Brown. Who is this? He hasn't even tweeted since like 2015. Oh, is that his friend? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, who is this guy? Oh, that's cool. I like that, man. I like when, you know, like a player, if he has a friend, that's cool to me. I like that. Hey, man, go tweet this out. I bet Rizzo thought that was hilarious. And everyone's freaking out, thinking it was, you know, Eric Hubbs or Jesse Rogers or whatever. If it was Hubbs, you know, and Jesse Rogers tried to, you know, take the credit, it's like, come on now. So, but yeah. Jordan Brown, making a name for yourself. He's got the inside scoop. New tweet from John Heyman. Let's go take a look here. It just reminds me, actually, you know, Anthony Rizzo coming back to the Yankees makes me think of this Joey Gallo home run from today. Oh, sorry, that was a swing and a miss. Okay, taking a look here at John Heyman. Yankees tried hard for Freeman, but have the clear impression at this point that he preferred not to go to the Yankees. Their fear rival Red Sox could still land the no way, dude. There's no way the Red Sox get him. If the Red Sox get Freddie Freeman, I will absolutely lose it. Please, can this happen live? Please. Like, oh, Chill Boy, I'm so sorry. I've been missing super chats. $4.99 from Chill Boy. They should look into Montas and Laureano. What do you think it would take? Oh, yeah. We were talking about Laureano earlier. That could be something, too. Oh, my God. That would cost so much for these two. Oh, that would be so much. I don't know if they'd be able to get those two. Laureano and Manaea, maybe. But these two? Oh, my God. You would have to give up Volpe. All right, Yankee fans. I'm gonna put it on the table for you. I'm going to put it on the table. We're going to take Peraza out. We'll throw in, let's see here. I'm going to put in Gil. Let's put Gil, Pereira, and Volpe. Yankee fans, you doing this? You doing this for Laureano and Montas? Come on, Yankee fans. Say yes. Say it. Pull the trigger, Yankee fans. Pull it. Come on. You know you want Laureano and Montas. Pull the trigger, Yankee fans. Don't be cowards. Don't be cowards. Pull the trigger. You know you want Laureano and Montas. Do it. Do it, Yankee fans. Come on. Don't be scared. Pull the trigger. Don't be a coward. Just do it. Oh, man. This would be really tough. To be honest, this would be tough, man. I would have a hard time parting with this package, to be completely honest. You know, because it's not just Volpe, it's also Gil. And Gil could be really good. So, yeah, man. This would be a real... Oh, my God. Yankee Twitter, honestly, this would be, like, if this actually happened, Yankee Twitter would melt down. It would be... Oh my God. It would be the most entertaining thing. If Volpe ends up getting traded, I just need to see Yankee Twitter. Can we just please? Landon, this is for the Freddie Freeman to the Red Sox announcement. Landon, please tell me you have inside knowledge. Come on, dude. What is that picture? Oh, what is his name again from Scooby-Doo? I forgot his name. Help me. Who's the guy from Oh, Shaggy? Is that what his name is? Is it Shaggy? What's his name? What's the guy from Scooby-Doo? Isn't it Shaggy? Yeah, it's Shaggy. That's right. God, wow. That was a woof. Okay, Shaggy. Come on, dude. Please tell me you have the inside scoop. Tell me Freddie Freeman is coming to the Red Sox. I'll flip out. I'll scream. My neighbor will complain and call the police. My walls are so thin. Oh boy, she would not be happy. Oh my God. But yeah, as for the super chat from Mr. Chillboy, it would be a lot to get Laureano and Montas. So I am really intrigued to see what the Yankees do with Torres. We're going to have to wait and see. Anonymous in the chat says, please, Heim. Come on. We got to get something, man. Come on. Let's have something. Come on. Please be a domino. I mean, but then again, I think I said this the other day. I said I wouldn't be surprised to see Olson go before Freeman. Because if Freeman's just going to take his time, and if he's just not coming up with a decision, then, I mean, these other guys might as well just sign. Like, what is the holdup on Freeman? I really don't understand it. And that's not me being impatient. It's just, I just don't understand it. Oh, look at Ken Rosenthal. The people have spoken. First on Rizzo, Barstool Hubs. Except it wasn't Barstool Hubs. Oh, no. It wasn't Barstool Hubs. It was Rizzo's friend. Well, I guess if we're looking at it from a media perspective, Hubs was first. I think for Barstool's a media company. So Ravi, you seem like a huge Blue Jays fan. Who's your favorite player on the Jays? I mean, it's going to be an easy one. I mean, Vlad Jr. is just a monster. I love it. That dude is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Vlad Jr., good grief. That dude can hit a ball to Jupiter. Flip it ain't easy. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? Trout said... Minnesota or how do you say his name again? Minasian? How do you say his name? Either way, they said they're not done. I mean, they need a shortstop. They need a shortstop. Hey, Hans, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? But the Angels do need a shortstop. I mean, what are they going to do there? Are you going to put Fletcher there? Tyler Wade right now is projected as your shortstop, but Billy Haber, these Twitter noties, man, one's gonna be Freeman. I know it. Dude, can it please be Freeman? Come on. I don't know. I don't think the Red Sox get Freeman. I just don't see it. I would lose my mind. I don't see it. I just think they're driving up the price. Yeah, MLB Marathon. Not surprised at all. Many felt that Freeman was against coming to New York. When we've heard those rumors for a while, it seems like he's not really like very, He's not really very fond of going to New York. I want to know what the reason was. Is he not want to go to New York because of the media? Does he not want to go there because of that? I don't know. Is it just that? Is it something else? I don't know. Has he not had a good experience in New York before? So, yeah. I mean, Michael, I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you. Could it be he just doesn't want to get rid of his beard? I'll also, I'll maybe put a little controversy out there. I wondered if it has to do, with the whole vaccine thing. I mean, I'm not trying to make this a conversation about that, but I will say this. Again, I'm not going to get into a conversation about like all this vaccine and mandate stuff. I'm not doing it. But I will say this. If it is that, do you know where Freeman's going to go? If it is that, unless he did, I mean, again, I don't want to talk about someone's, vaccination status. Like, I'm not up for that conversation. That's not for me. If he did get vaccinated, then okay, then it's not that big of a deal. So if it is that, I'm telling you right now, if it is that, Freeman's going to Tampa. Freeman's going to Tampa if it is that reason. And here we go. We just got a few super chats come in. Thank you so much. Alex Silva. Robbie, don't fall off your chair again if you guys get Freeman. Oh, my God. I might flip in my chair if they get Freeman. If they get Freeman, I don't even know what I would do. Oh, my God. Just good grief. Michael Hosh. Jaron, I see your super chat. Let me just read Michael's really quick. Missed most of the stream, but what are your thoughts on the Giants going into the season so far? Do you think they're going to make a move on a big bat? I'm still holding out hope that they're going to get Seiya Suzuki. I still really like that for them. Like a high upside bat. I think they need a righty bat in that lineup. You lost Posey. You lost Bryant. I think he makes a lot of sense for the Giants. But right now, I see the Giants taking a step back. Jaron, what's going on? Padres with tons of starting pitchers. Could they use Weathers, Gore, Paddock, or others as trade bait for moving Hosmer? Dude, I would not trade any of those starters. I just wouldn't. I would not trade any of those starting pitchers. Nope. We saw what happened to their starting pitching last year. It went down the tubes. Guys are getting hurt left and right. I mean, their rotation right now, it does look deep on paper. Especially with Clevinger coming back. And then they also signed Nick Martinez. So, you do have like more depth than you did last year now. But what's going to happen with, Yu Darvish is not getting any younger. Joe Musgrove has had issues before with his elbow and his forearm. Blake Snell up and down last year. Clevinger coming back from Tommy John. Nick Martinez coming from Japan. He was from Japan. You do have Adrian Morejon. He's probably not going to be back until end of the season. Where is Ryan Weathers? And then, of course, Paddock, Gore. But Paddock's been up and down. He's had some injuries. Gore, he's a question mark. How's he doing? Weathers. I mean, they do have guys, but, like, their starting pitching to me is a question mark. I would not trade any of those guys. I just wouldn't. They need depth. So, but big news, everyone. Big news. Freddie Freeman has to be the next guy because Rizzo just went back to the Yankees. But let's get back here to these playoff odds. Let's get back to the playoff odds. So I don't even think we got past the Central. Oh, no, we were in the West. So I do like the Astros. To me, they're the team to beat. And, until they lose, they're the team to beat. You know, like I can't pick against them until someone actually knocks them off. You know, the Mariners, you know, here's the thing about the Mariners, everyone. I love what the Mariners are doing, but you got to remember they were an extremely clutch team last year. You know, they can't ride off of that, you know, forever. They got to actually start putting some winning baseball, like consistent winning baseball on the field. So I definitely think they have the talent to get it done. You know, they've made some really good moves. The Mariners, I think, probably should get a little more respect than this, but also wouldn't be surprised either if, you know, they do finish like right below 90 wins, you know, because a lot of that team last year they ran off the clutch bat. Everyone's jumping aboard the Jordan Brown bandwagon. Look at Jordan Brown. His last tweet was 2015. Jason V27, $4.99. If LA signs a first baseman other than Freeman, then it's safe to say the Sox sign him. I personally think LA or the Jays could change their focus to Bryant. That'd be really interesting. Dude. I mean, who would LA sign? Who are the other first basemen out there now? First baseman. Okay, I'm picking first base. Oh, because I'm putting batters. Okay. So, I mean, Rizzo's off the board now. There's no other first baseman, really. I mean, who are you going to pick? Oh, Travis Shaw. I do like the mayor of Ding Dong City, but I don't know. Who would the Dodgers sign? Schwarber? But Schwarber, he's not very experienced at first. I don't see to me, I don't think the Dodgers they sign anyone. If it's not Freeman, they're not signing anyone. They're just going to stick with what they have. You know? I see someone in the chat, Pujols. I mean, could they bring Pujols back? He did pretty well with them. He could be like, go back to the bench. But I don't know, man. I don't think the Dodgers, they're not going to sign anyone unless it's Freeman. Hans with a $10 super chat. Loving the daily streams. Just flew down from New York to Florida. Okay, to my house and didn't get cable for the few weeks I'm here. Can't wait for some live baseball and love the members Discord. Congrats on the 20K. Hans, appreciate you, my friend. Hey, we're in Florida, man. Yeah, I'm over in Central Florida. So, but yeah, man. Hey. Thank you very much, Hans, on the $10 super chat. I can't wait for baseball to come back. I'm going to be doing some watch-alongs. The TBS game of the week, I'll be here every Tuesday night, like watching the game with all of you. So that's going to be fun. I'm probably going to do at least one or two watch-alongs that are on national TV per week. Man, I can't wait for this, man. Weekly power rankings coming back. We might be doing a weekly show where I might actually start doing a two-person kind of like state of the MLB sort of show where we kind of just like preview the week ahead. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited. So, Galaxy Goat, what's going on? What a name, Galaxy Goat subscribing. So. We still have 1,100 people in the chat. Everyone, let's get to 700 likes. We're at 640 right now. If there is anyone new, think about subscribing. We're closing in on, we're getting pretty close to 21,000. Getting pretty close to 21,000. Let's see here. Any news? Anything? Yeah, Jared Carrabba said this 7 minutes ago. I've been saying the same thing. You've heard me this entire night. I have said this entire stream, and Carrabba's just said the same thing. I love me some Freddie Freeman, but I'm not sure why the Red Sox would spend big money when they have Dahlbeck now and Cass is coming. P.S. Really hope Bob makes a transition to the outfield when it's Cass's time. That's not a bad idea either. Could Bobby Dahlbeck maybe be a left fielder? You know, something like that. Bobby Dahlbeck kind of reminds me, in a way, of like a combination of Trot Nixon and Gabe Kapler, if that makes any sense. Like, he's kind of like that gritty kind of a player, like a Trot Nixon. Gabe Kapler was gritty too, but Gabe Kapler was just a freak. Oh, Hans, that's awesome. You're in Central Florida. Wow. Oh, you got an internship. Oh, that's cool, man. Hey, good for you. Are you at UCF for your internship? That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's how I would actually compare Bobby Dahlbeck. Like, I would actually say he kind of reminds me of Trot Nixon in a way. Like a combination of Trot Nixon and Gabe Kapler. So, I don't know. Let me see if that actually makes some sense here. So here we go. So we got Bobby Dahlbeck. Okay. So that's kind of like the build we're looking at with Dahlbeck. Right? And then there's Trot Nixon. Like you see, I also like kind of like JD Drew too. Like, you see what I mean? Like, with Trot Nixon's kind of like a thicker guy. You know? Trot Nixon was probably a little thicker. Oh, man, I love Trot Nixon, man. He was my favorite. I was at a spring training game, and the game hadn't started yet, and Trot Nixon, he was outside the clubhouse, and I was like, hey, Trot! And he waved back at me, and I thought it was the coolest thing, man. I was like, oh, man, Trot Nixon just waved at me. So, yeah, Dahlbeck kind of reminds me of Trot Nixon. Like a righty version of Trot Nixon. Maybe not really, but in a way, I guess. But yeah, I think Dahlbeck could handle the outfield. Why not? I mean, dude, you know, Cassis is going to be the first baseman, so I agree with what Carrabba's is saying. I've been saying it for weeks. You know, like why? Well, maybe not weeks, but ever since the Freeman and the Red Sox rumors started surfacing, you know, it's like, why would the Red Sox get him? Because they have Cassis, they have JD Martinez at DH. Do you move JD Martinez to the outfield? I don't think so. I mean, right? Brad Miller going to the Rangers. That's a good pickup. Brad Miller. Good pickup. So, yeah, the Cougar 13, man. Trot Nixon. What a name, man. Dude, I love the name Trot, man. Yep, so MLB drops. I have never seen this account. Where are these accounts like getting these rumors? He tweeted, I would not be surprised if the Yankees trade Voit. I think they will. I think Voit and Gleyber, man, I think they're gone. Because why do the Yankees need to keep Gleyber at this point? He has no spot. They have Peraza. You know? So, but let's get back to the playoff odds. Let's see here. So, again, I still think the Astros are the team to beat. The Angels have made improvements. I like them adding Aaron Loop. I thought that was really cool. I think that was a really good move for their bullpen. Noah Syndergaard, that could end up being a move that pays off really well for them. And then the Mariners too, obviously making moves left and right. I think the Mariners will be in the mix. It's going to be, this wild card now is so up for grabs. You know, these 3 wild card spots, because you have so much competition now. You could say that you have all 4 teams in the East could end up winning the division. And then the other 3 are going to be in the mix for the wild card. I think the White Sox, the Twins, and the Guardians are going to be in the mix for a playoff spot. I would still say the White Sox win the division. And then the Twins and the Guardians could be in the mix for a wild card spot. The Astros are going to be in for at least a wild card spot. And the Angels and the Mariners, you know, we always look at the Angels every single year. And they always look like a team that looks good on paper. But they just never put it together. So, I don't know. The Mariners have made great moves. They have really good depth in their farm system. So, I mean, like, you have so many teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams could be gunning for 3 wild card spots. That's insane. That have a realistic chance. Then you could have some other teams that maybe jump in on the mix. Maybe the Tigers. Maybe the Rangers. I feel like they need more pitching at this point. Let's move on to the National League. So, Kem Rosenthal. Same thing. Brad Miller. Here we go. Braves. I still do like the Braves for the East. The Mets are obviously pulling in like pretty close. And I think I just like the Braves starting pitching depth a little bit more. You got to remember though, the Mets, they led that East last year, but then their depth really showed. So, you know, is that going to happen again? They've added more depth. They basically replaced Stroman with Scherzer, and that's obviously going to be really good. DeGrom should be healthy. Hopefully DeGrom's healthy for the whole year. They added Chris Bassett. I think that's really good. I would actually, to me, the Braves and the Mets, I think that could come down to the last series of the season. Ooh, 1TMC, $20 super chat. Rangers fan here. Appreciate your work. But I watched a lot of games last year, and El Bombi Garcia is a potential superstar on both sides of the ball. Forgotten man in the Rangers' plans after the big signings. 5 years of control, too. Yeah, so thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. So let's go take a look here. Yeah, Adolis Garcia, man. That guy was on fire. In May, he turned it on, man. The only thing about Adolis Garcia that I do worry about is he had a bad second half. He put up good numbers overall. I don't like the on-base percentage too much. That needs to come up. But the slugging was really good. This guy is an impact bat. So, again, though, I just want to see more in the second half. So, if we go take a look, second half last year, in the first half, he was hitting 270. Second half, he hit 211. So, let me actually go here. So, his WRC plus, look in the first half. WRC plus was a 126. Second half, it was a 69. So, it really went down. On base percentage in the first half was a 312. And then it dropped to a 256. Slugging percentage in the first half, 527. Dropped to a 370. So, what I think happened, I don't know, were there injuries? I don't know if he got hurt at some point. He played 149 games, so I'd imagine he was fine for the most part. But what I think ended up happening was probably teams figured him out a little bit. And I'd have to look deeper into what exactly they exposed. You know, was there maybe like a certain zone they were pounding a little bit more and he wasn't, quite catching up. But they did something with him in the second half where he really struggled. So I'm sure someone has already broken it down out there. But whatever the reason is, he needs to improve for the second half, but he cannot be forgotten. I think the Rangers, I do like this Rangers team. I really do like it a lot. Where is the playoff odds? So they have the Rangers at 73 and 88. I think the Rangers could at least be an 80-win team. So would not be surprised about that. Their offense looks really good. So it's just the pitching. They have no pitching. So could Jack Leiter make an appearance this year? Could we maybe see Cole Winn make an appearance? I still feel like the Rangers are a year away. They definitely will not be a fun team to play. They will not be a fun team to play. So, what do we got here? So, anything else? We're closing in on midnight. Closing in on midnight. But let's take a look at the rest of these odds. I'll hang out for a few more minutes. But the Central, as of right now, the Brewers, their starting pitching is so good. So where I could see them winning this division again. I really like the Cardinals. Blinky, just subscribe. What's going on? Right now, I'm leaning towards the Cardinals. You know, I just like their team overall. But the Brewers pitching staff is so deep that they can carry them, you know, in for a full season, honestly. But the Cardinals, their rotation is looking a little shaky with Flaherty. You know, what's going to happen with Hudson and Michaelis. So I still think the Cardinals will at least be a wild card team. Will they win the division? I'm not quite sure. I could see the Reds doing better. I think the the Cubs. I think the Cubs should be at least a third place team. So as for the West, I still think you have to give it to the Dodgers. Still think the Dodgers are the team to beat. Padres, can they put it together this year? I think the Padres, they definitely have the potential to be a wild card team. What is MLB Nerds saying? Padres expected to end up with either Nick Castellanos or Jorge Soler. I'm just saying, dude, this guy has been running around. He's just been posting stuff. It says here, Rizzo's initial offer was 3 years, $48 million, though he preferred a 1+1 deal at the same AAV in hopes he could opt out and earn a better contract next season. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, his initial offer was 3 years, $48 million. So he ended up getting, what was it, 2 years, 32. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know how accurate this is. He's been saying a lot of stuff, and he's just wrong a lot. Like, I'm not trying to be, mean to the guy, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not surprised. I think if he says here, Padres expected to end up with Nick Castellanos or Soler, I think the more likely guy is Soler, because if this is anything, true, I'll show you the tweet. I'm sorry, I'm not really showing you the tweet, but MLB Nerds, he's saying here, again, he has been extremely inaccurate. But he's saying here, Padres are going to end up with either Nick Castellanos or Jorge Soler. I think it's more likely they get Soler because he fits into their payroll. I don't know, again, I've mentioned this a few times. I just don't think the Padres are going to want to go over that CBT because they went over it last year and they didn't make the playoffs. So I don't think ownership wants to go over it. I don't think they end up getting Castellanos. If they did, I would be surprised. But that would also maybe say to me that maybe they have a deal in place, or they feel like they are confident that they're going to trade Myers or Hosmer. So I think Castellanos would be perfect for them. I've been saying that for a long time. Castellanos makes a ton of sense for the Padres. Now, with Soler, both of these guys are going to give you bad defense. First off, they're not going to be good defensively. Where they would most likely fall would be in the DH spot. So, with Soler, he's not going to be good in the outfield. So, Castellanos, he'll be okay. He won't be okay. He'll be below average out there, but Castellanos and Soler would be the DHs. So, keep getting all these tweets. I do not care. I like Brad Miller, but I don't need Brad Miller right now. But yeah, I think Castellanos is the better bat to get, obviously, because Soler, I don't think Soler is particularly a platoon guy. I think he's fine against either righties and lefties. So, but Castellanos would be the better bat. Braden, this is a very good free agent class. It is really good. So, Micah, Soler is a big question mark. He's such a bad defender. I agree. His bat is not always a sure thing. He does go on hot streaks. He does have high strikeouts. That's why Soler, he is not going to get a lot of money. So, he's probably going to get 10, 12 million max, and that fits in the Padres payroll. So, again, I don't think the Padres are going to be going above that CBT unless they have some kind of a change of heart. So, but we have passed midnight, everyone. Again, these projected standings, I still think the Dodgers have the best shot at the division. Padres, I definitely think could be a wild card team. Diamondback, I do think the Giants take a step back this year. I am looking at that. I think, they've lost some talent in that lineup. They have added some pitching. I do like the addition of pitching, but I wonder if they're going to have enough with the bats. As of right now, at least. You got to remember, these projections are right now. So there's a lot of free agents out there. So Diamondbacks, they're giving no chance for the Diamondbacks. They got 1% for the Diamondbacks right now. So last year, remember, they had the Giants at a 5%. So what is a team on here that has a low percent that maybe could make some noise? Honestly, why not the Nationals? The Nationals have an okay lineup. You got Juan Soto. You have a couple of decent pitchers. You still got Strasburg, and if Corbin can get himself right, that's a decent one too. I think the Nationals, they could be the Giants this year. They could be the Giants of last year. What's another team? Rangers are at a 5%. Here's the thing with the Rangers is the Giants had pitching. The Giants had Logan Webb. They had Kevin Gausman. They had Desclafani. They had Alex Wood. The Rangers don't have that pitching. So the Nationals have some pitching. The Orioles, no. So yeah, I would say if there is a team to be like the Giants last year, I would say the Nationals. Honestly, maybe the Reds. I know that might sound crazy, but dude, the Reds, they still got... I know they just got rid of Winker and they got rid of Suarez, but they still have Luis Castillo. They have Mailey. They have Hunter Green and Lodolo in the minors. They got some pitching, man. If that pitching can come together, maybe the Reds could shock people. I've been pretty high on the Diamondbacks. They're 1% right now. I think they're a team that could shock people, man. They got a decent team. It's not the worst team I've ever seen. They're not a great team, but they got some guys. If they could add one more bat, if they added Castellanos in here, oh my God, that would be huge. Ketel Marte and Castellanos in the same lineup. And then you got good defense out here with Ahmed, Walker, Pavin Smith had a decent year as a rookie last year. Varsho, I think, could actually be pretty good. All of these guys are projected for double-digit home runs. That's one thing to keep an eye on. Zach Gallen could explode. He could turn into an ace, man. He's got nasty stuff. So, Madison Bumgarner, if he can get himself on track, they've added a couple of arms to the bullpen, Melanson and Kennedy. I mean, they're not bad. They're not bad. They have talent. And they also have people in the minor leagues. Let me go with the pipeline. They got some guys here, man. Look out for someone like Alec Thomas. He could come up and give a jolt. You do have a couple of pictures. Maybe you could see Bryce Jarvis possibly. Christian Robinson. You got Geraldo Perdomo. He could end up winning the job and or eventually taking over for Ahmed. I mean, Seth Beer is currently projected for this lineup. Seth Beer, he could be a pretty fun player. I really like this Diamondbacks team. I know they were obviously really bad last year, but they got a couple of decent arms in the bullpen. They have potential in this rotation. They have athletes in this lineup, and they got some young guys too. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. But I don't know, everyone. I'm thinking we're probably done for tonight. I was kind of hoping maybe we would see something after Rizzo, but I'm not quite sure. I'll check one more time. What is Boston Strong saying? Ken Rosenthal says that a 5-year deal for $150 million would make sense for Freddie Freeman. Did he say that on TV? Or did he tweet it? I mean, huh. Oh, yeah, that's funny. I looked at the I was just talking about the Reds a second ago. Someone tagged me in this tweet. The Reds intend to hold on to Luis Castillo and Tyler Mahle. Dude, the Reds could be a team. I'm sorry. Look out for the Reds, man. I know they just got rid of a whole bunch of guys, but I did like them getting back Jake Fraley. He's a good on-base guy. I love them getting Brandon Williamson back in that trade. I thought the Reds did pretty good in that trade, So, I mean, you lost Winker, but Winker was really... He was bad against... he was bad against left-handed pitching. So, I'm just saying. Winker was really... He could only hit righties. Red Sox stats. He tweeted out earlier, still find it hard to believe that Freeman to the Sox is a legitimate thing. However, it is nice to dream about a 390 on-base lefty that crushes pulled home runs and lofts a billion balls into left field. Honestly, Chaim Bloom probably, obviously, Chaim Bloom is all about his analytics. So I guarantee he saw that, and if he said, if maybe made a call about Freeman, and they thought, all right, maybe we can do it. So, but yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening. I think we're not going to see anything until tomorrow. I don't think we're going to see anything tonight. So I think I'm going to call it here. We've been live for a few hours now. So, but I'll check one more time. Let's see. Hector LeBron, I'm seeing you tag me in here. Red Sox payroll. After 2022, Xander Bogaerts and Sale could opt out. JBJ's option will likely be declined. JD, Eovaldi, Vasquez, Kike, Waka, Hill, Strom, Plawecki will be free agents. There's an option on Paxton. Sawamura has an option. So, I mean, if you look at the Red Sox payroll, I'll stick around for another minute. But, yeah, I mean, Freeman, the only thing I have with Freeman is just because they have Casas. But then the old saying goes, you know what you have. You know what you have with these major league players. You don't know what you have with minor league players. Casas could end up being really good, but we don't know that. And if he ends up being really good, well, then you just figure it out. So if we look at the payroll here, they got JD Martinez coming off the books. So I'm just saying, you know. But even that, like with Freddie Freeman, you would probably want him to be your first baseman. So then where does Casas play? So I don't know. Do you make Casas your third baseman? You know, but obviously Devers. But if Devers is going to be a free agent in 2 years. So, and he actually did say today the Red Sox had not approached him about a contract extension. So, you got Eovaldi, a free agent after this year. They do have a lot of money coming off the books. JD Martinez, Nathan Eovaldi, Christian Vasquez, Kike Hernandez. I would like for them to bring him back. I would like for him to stick with the Red Sox for a long time. Waka, I mean, whatever. Rich Hill, whatever. But they do have, if you look at their payroll for 2023, look at their payroll for 2023. That's $79 million guaranteed right now. So if you were to exercise, so is this including sales? I guess that is included, but, and Bogaerts obviously and Sale can opt out. Are they including these salaries in this $79 million? I mean, it's not including arbitration, I think, unless they do like an estimate. Because if you look here, 27.5, so that's 47.5. So yeah, it sounds like that's involved. But they have tons of money coming off the books. So James Solario, $3 super chat. How is Freddie not signed? Jays the favorites. I don't know what to think right now with Freddie Freeman. I have no idea, because I would think he would have signed by now. What is the holdup here? I don't know, man. Are the Blue Jays and the Red Sox in a bidding war for Freddie Freeman? Are the Dodgers going after Freeman? Are the Dodgers still involved here? What's going on? I haven't heard anything about the Dodgers with Freeman. I've heard about just the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. That's it. Are the Red Sox and the Blue Jays in a bidding war? I don't know, man. I don't know. I really have no idea. Oh, man. This is going to be crazy. Who knows what ends up happening here, everyone. But we're going to have to wait and see. But I am going to call it a night, everyone. It is past midnight. I'm going to try and start getting to bed. I am tired, man. I am tired. So, everyone, I want to say thank you for coming out tonight, hanging out with me for the last few hours. I want to say thank you for all the super chats. Really do appreciate that. If you can, on your way out, if you have yet to hit that like button for me. We're getting close to 800, so hit that like button for me one more time. If anyone is new, think about subscribing. We're now within 300 subscribers of 21,000, so consider subscribing. Share any of the content. Don't forget to hit the bell button. But everyone, again, thank you. It's always an honor to be here to talk baseball with you every single night. Still got all these big guys out there, so we're going to be live pretty much every night until these guys are all signed. So I'm getting excited, everyone. Everyone, have yourself a good rest of your night. If something does happen, I will be back. So I'm going to guess probably nothing happens. I don't know. We've seen crazier before. So, but in the meantime, go get yourself some rest. Have yourself a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.